lot of things going around that you may have been saying.
Well, first of all, the different shirt for different days you
Yeah,
guys wore.
Okay. So my flight got delayed coming. I was supposed to be back yesterday, and I text Dave. I was like, hey, can you do another day? And he goes, would you run out of shirts? Would you run out of matching shirts? And I was like, really? Like like Dave now is in on this? Like he's the nicest guy. Like really, he's taking swipes now?
Yeah.
Like
No, that's bad when you got Dave.
yeah.
I got to tell you, the look Dave gave me when I told him you guys were prepared. I said, well, it's true though. The one guy did have the machine at home to make the shirts, right? You said he can make them.
Yes, he has a machine. Yes. Well, it's kind of like what he does. Like he's like a designer.
I thought.
Like graphic designer.
I'm sorry. I thought it was like he just got it for the fantasy football. Like, honey, give me some different colors. I'm going to get these shirts.
Well, I think it's the primary reason.
Woody's a large.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's good to have you back.
Thanks,
you know
Joe.
how this deal works.
I know.
There's
a little ball busting. I know. I appreciate that.
Basketball
Yeah,
at
sure,
that. Basketball.
Sure.
All right, so because we were funny because Dave's son did the same thing. He was out of town and he was doing a fantasy football draft. Who'd you get with the first pick?
Who did I get? I got our guy Achan with the first pick. I picked late in the first round, so I went with him.
All right.
Figure I'm going to be watching a lot of Dolphins games this year, so
Who'd you get for a quarterback?
I took Mahomes very late in the draft, and then just in case he's not ready to go, I went with Cam as a backup there.
All right. Oh, you did the home cooking on some of your.
I did. I took some of those Dolphins receivers. I really went heavy Dolphins. I assume they'll be playing from behind a lot, so maybe they'll have to sling the ball around.
By the way, that's a great point. That is a great. That's one
and these guys are all young.
So
it's not like they're going to pull them out of the game because they're stars or something.
You know what, Woody? That is such a good point, and it goes back to I'm sitting at a Hooters one day. And I was sitting there, and I've said this before, and they got a terrible game on. I go, why are we watching this blowout? And there were guys there that had fantasy football points, hoping, you know how they loosen up the defense in the fourth quarter. People wonder what we're talking about. So guys are just dumping and trying to get catches. Quarterbacks are working on their numbers, just dumping it, and they know they can't come back and win, but you might as well make your numbers look a lot better because at the end of the day, the next day when they put them in stats for the NFL, they all count, no matter what.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, it looked like you had a good game. 10 catches. I had 6 at the end of the game for 55 yards. I had that in the Super Bowl. That's why I know. I had almost all my catches at the end of the game. All right, hey, good morning to everybody. And we got Jamie with us and Woody and Jamie. God bless it, man. Last night, the frustration of early on, Marlins, bases loaded. They just get one run. Otto Lopez hits a fly ball, sac fly, and I go, okay, all right, good start. Whew. 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position really says all you need to know. They had 9 hits. They had 6 walks, so they had 15 guys on, and he scored 2 runs. They could not get a big hit. Meanwhile, Sandy Alcantara, 7 innings pitch. At the end of the day, he gives up the 1 earned run. He got out of some jams, got out of a big jam early on, got a couple of strikeouts. He still, got the great fastball, got the great movement with 2 strikes, and gets 6 Ks, and some of them were big 2-out strikeouts that he was able to get last night. So up 2-1 through 7 innings. Marlins are leading, but again, it just could have been so much more. It could have been a 4 or 5-1 game with one friggin' big hit. One hit when you get the bases loaded a couple times. Just runners on second and third. Just one bloop hit, one in the gap, one that just goes down a check swing down the line. Something.
The amount of chances that they
Lord.
let go last night. And then the way Sandy pitched, and then the bullpen comes in right away and lets it go.
Yeah.
That's just a tough loss.
Yeah, and Sandy's just quality starts. I think he's number 1 in baseball, which is going to get lost because, again, Sandy doesn't really care about. I got to tell you, that guy's amazing. It'd have been easy for him to really push his way out of here, right? He could have pulled the old professional sports special.
Yeah,
he's done.
He's a class act. I mean, he's always
stays around.
Always said he's wanted to be in Miami.
And whatever it is, and he pitches his ass off. He does not mail it in. Nothing but great respect. Sitting back and watching Sandy Alcantara go about his business the way he is in the dugout with the other players, and they always show those shots. He just tells you everything you need to know. So anyway, a frustrating 4-2 loss as Red Sox get 1 in the 8th to tie it up, 2 in the 9th, and end up winning that game. And again, should have it just felt like there were 5 or 6 runs there for the Marlins with, and I'm not talking about every time you get a runner in scoring position, you're going to score. Everybody knows better than that. I'm not being a dumbass. But 2 for 18? Woo! Man, playing so well at home. But you did step up in competition. The Red Sox, obviously, Phil, boy, what a turnaround they've been in baseball. Incredible. And probably felt like it was about a half a home game for them last night as well, for the 17,000 fans there. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to get to. A lot of news in the NFL. A lot of news. And it's always the one that gets everybody that goes right to the top of the list. And if you have a little drama, it's always bigger than just actual stuff that happens on the field or on the ice or on the floor. It really is. Like the Deshaun Watson gets named the starting quarterback, but it was his comments before that, and he's just getting crushed for not taking more responsibility for how bad he's been since he signed that $230 million contract. Listen, the injuries, he didn't get hurt on purpose. You know, two serious injuries kept him out of a lot of this contract. But now he comes out and again, and he knows what it's about. He's not a stupid guy. He understands. It has to do with a massage therapist and locations and what he's accused of and paying him off and everything. But and not playing well when he did get a chance to play well. It's not all his fault because Cleveland has been a little dysfunctional. So I understand that. So that's the story. But even one that jumped ahead of that for a little while yesterday, the owner and CEO, and just because I grew up a 49er fan, there's more to it. Like this guy, look at his mom's family is the original owners, and his mom's brother used to own the team. He got in his own got caught giving money to somebody and was forced to sell the team and without. So if you're wondering the Jed York thing, anyway, bought his mother out. So he's the owner and CEO of the 49ers, 46 years old. But he apparently, which is incredible when you think about an owner of a team, and this is not the first time we've heard this, New England, but my man decided he got caught in a sting at Ohio Trailer Park. Saw something and arranged to pay $140 for a sex act in Ohio Trailer Park, of all places. Here's a guy with all this money. Now, apparently he'd already filed for divorce a few months earlier, just so you know, and because everybody I know looked it up last night to see, and is he married? Oh my God, how embarrassing for that woman. And he does have 2 boys, I think I want to say like 13 or 14 and 10 or 11 that obviously have to deal with this, and their dad being a complete dumbass and getting caught in a sting at this place. But yeah, so suspicion of engaging in prostitution. Just, you can't make this up. I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking too. Why does a billionaire of all the women, 46 years old, not the best looking guy, but when you got that kind of money, you look good to a lot of women. What the hell are you doing going to a trailer park and looking for some loving, for a quickie? Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Jed York. Boy, can you imagine the GM and head coach have to talk about that one with all the other things they've had? The 49ers are making a run with the Cleveland Browns for stories. They really are. Am I missing anybody else in there, Woody? The 49ers, and again, just because my history with San Francisco sports and my dad's love for the sports and became my love for all the San Francisco teams. We're not Oakland fans of anything. And so here we are, Jed York, 46-year-old owner, $140 for sex.
This is so bizarre because we've seen this already.
Yeah, we have.
With an NFL owner. Like, this is not the first time
Yeah.
this has happened, but what is the, attraction that these billionaires have to going to rundown places and meeting with these women?
I don't know.
I mean, Joe, all they got to do is show up in their fancy car, one of these clubs in South Beach. They'll do just fine.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
these are really weird stories that pop up every once in a while.
Yeah, well, this one after, the crazy story with your head coach, with Shanahan, is a crazy story in itself. You hold on to a story for 11 days. Guys, by the way, people get in car accidents all the time, and even if it's your fault, you still, it happens. It happens. And 11 days, and we got the police in on it. Apparently the media knew about it and said they weren't going to. It's just weird. It's just weird. Out in the Bay Area, they're like, all right, we'll sit on this. And ESPN had the story ready to go. All right, you guys can go with it now. Shanahan's going to talk to us about everything. That was my fault. And still to this day, a very, very strange story for a guy that I consider to be one of the best head coaches in the National Football League. So anyway, saying all that, we just, you can't make it up. Hey, by the way, also the Patriots, because this name was kind of floating around here, Kayshon Boutte traded to the Texans for a safety, Jalen Reed. So he's out. And he had a good year. Had a nice year, 33 catches, 551 yards, and 6 touchdowns, and kind of got it going. And their wide receiver room looks pretty good right now with what they've added, getting two trading and getting in free agency a couple of good wide receivers. So Boutte's out and traded. So we have that news. So a lot of stuff going on. We got all kinds of news with the Miami Dolphins, who now get set for their third and final preseason game coming up with Tua.
You got a juicy one, huh?
Yeah, Tua.
How about that, man?
We got Tua and the Falcons. So we are banged up at a few positions, tight end, inside linebacker. We got a couple defensive tackles out. It always seems to go that way, doesn't it? Where when you get one injury at one position, the next thing you know, you got 2 or 3 guys banged up, and you're trying to hold on to your best players and just trying to get them healthy and get them ready for the start of the season. Meanwhile, you want to get a little work in there for certain guys, and it's a tricky one. It's a very, very tricky one. So they've been signing guys. Again, guys are going to come in that they just signed that I promise you will see in the second half of this preseason game, if not earlier in this game. So signed in, again, waived a couple more guys as well to bring in some guys you need some help with and get through this last preseason game. And then, by the way, boy, if you're a Dolphin fan, get ready after this game, because I can tell you from injuries and production and the way the back end of this roster is going to have a lot of new faces and a lot of new places coming up. It just feels that way. Maybe this thing also is teasing us while we're at it. We'll come back and talk about this. Chris Bell could be a step closer to returning, cleared for contact out on the field. I don't know how I feel about it. I couldn't wait to get him back, and I was all pumped up when I came in and told Woody, I don't know about playing him in the first or second game, but I sure feel good about that third game at home against Kansas City, because he'll have all the rust completely gone by then. He'll been playing against his own guys, and boy, it looks like this thing could happen against the Raiders, because he's got this week. I don't know if he's going to play or not. He's got next week as a bye week, and then the following week is all out in Las Vegas in the opener. It'll be interesting to see how the team plays this one. There'll be a serious talk, man. There'll be a GM, head coach, and player and doctors in that meeting. When you go, okay, we know how good he is, and we know how much we're hurting at a certain position. Are we going to wait? Should we wait a little longer? Does he need, or how's that thing? Because the unknown of what could happen. Anyway, we'll come back. We got a lot more stuff to get to. We're just getting started this morning. Anyway, fantasy football. My man's back here today. I got to hear what'd you take with the second pick?
Second pick, we got Justin Jefferson on the way back. No,
you did?
Yeah. So we went running back, receiver.
How'd you get?
So running back is thin, as you would imagine.
I'm working on Gabby's
There's a lot of receivers out there. Are you drafting for her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know last time I did it with you, I didn't do well. I know.
That was many years ago, though.
Yeah, but I remember that 50
Maybe
bucks.
it was you, though, because I won the following year in that league.
That was me.
Yeah.
By the way, when you're married, it's always you.
You're a team killer, yeah.
It's always you. Hey, right now, I got to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers, Woody. We'll come back and we'll get rolling here, man. We're just getting started. That was just a little appetizer of what we have this morning as we continue and say good morning to everybody up with us, especially you guys that get up early in the morning and put in a full day and you need a truck. You need a strong truck, and maybe your truck is you're about ready to make a change. You're looking for a great deal. You're looking for a durable truck. You're looking for a truck that's made specifically like you feel like it was almost custom made for you. That's what your South Florida Chevy dealer trucks are all about, man. Are you kidding me? Whether it's a Chevy Colorado, which got the custom and the ZR2, pretty much covers everything. But if you want to get in the big boys, man, let's turn it up a notch or two with a Chevy Silverado. From a custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV, 10 models, 4 powerful engine choices. Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. Everything you could want. Chevy Silverado HD's got it. Choose from the powerful LTZ with the premium style, or maybe just go to Chevy Silverado HD High Country. I told you we got a lot of different choices with a lot of power for you. So whether you're working, and that's how you make a living because you get up early and you work till the job is done, which means a lot of Saturdays and Sundays, man. You need a truck that you can count on just like yourself. Well, Chevy's got a Florida truck perfect for you. Take a test drive and then sit down and get a great deal at your South Florida Chevy dealers today.
4 to Caribbean Boulevard. Out of Broward County, you're looking good. No major issues. That's traffic. I'm Alia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, where the fun never stops and the parking is free. The Casino at Dania Beach has it all. Enjoy new exciting promotions, the hottest slots, great shows, multiple dining options, live poker, and simulcast. Plus, new members can win up to $5,000 in free play. Join the fun at the Casino at Dania Beach.
And welcome back. Good morning to everybody out there. So we're getting this reaction, and I expected this today. You know, X's and O's or pretty hoes. I understand the pretty hose always wins. I do. And don't be a phony with me. I get it. But if you don't think it's kind of weird that a guy that's worth billions of dollars, listen, he's been part of this family for a long time. This is not... He's grown up. I'm guessing his grandfather was the biggest developer in the United States. He was Stephen Ross on drugs. I mean, he was huge. And this guy buys his mom out to own a majority of the 49ers. 46 years old. And just think of this. You're 46. You're getting divorced, by the way. I guess he filed for divorce from his wife. I don't know what reasons. And, hell, we got half the people listening right now going through it. So, but you read an ad or see something, and you decide to go to an Ohio trailer park and have a $140 deal all set up for a little sex in this park.
How do you think this went down? Like, what is he, perusing Craigslist?
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be... You realize, like, you could jump in that private Learjet or jets of the family or yours and go anywhere you want. And there'd be a lot of women you wouldn't even have to pay that would just think they got a chance to be the next York. Member of the York family.
I hate to interrupt you, but we've done this show before.
We have.
This sounds exactly like what you said when the other guy was running around that little strip mall, massage parlor.
Yeah, not too far up north.
Yeah.
Not too far up north.
We've done this show before. I like this text we got here on our YouTube screen. It says, Marcella says, you guys are so judgmental. Where a man chooses to find a lady of the night. It's like saying you got too much money to be seen shopping at Dollar Tree.
Yeah, right. What are you doing? Hey, Woody, that's where we have to go if it ever happens to us.
Yeah.
Not this guy. This guy's worth billions of dollars. And Robert Kraft, what are you doing? You got young women you date, and you decide you got to get a quick little humpy dumpy up in Palm. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, we went to a Montreal adult establishment while we were gone, and I know that these things happen.
Well, he wasn't going up there, but I know
it was actually the offer was more expensive, not for me, someone else, but the offer was like triple this, but, still he could afford it. Go to a nicer place.
This guy could rent out the top floor for a night if he wanted to just get it so nobody could see him. Go down the back elevator. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just.
Two NFL owners down, man. It stings.
Jeez. One was on his way to go to a game, had his driver waiting for him out in the, are you done, Mr. Kraft? Okay, good.
There was a really funny picture on Twitter. They showed a trailer park and they showed a Bugatti parked under
it. Hey, sometimes we just have to laugh in sports. Sometimes it's not just about X's and O's and who's starting and why and all these things and guys playing great, a guy's not playing well, my team looks good, my team looks bad. Mistakes that are made during the game. Sometimes you just got to go right to the top and go, how the hell did that happen? It's just like, that guy should never, whatever he wants to do for a little loving on the side, honestly, just to be taken care of, a little release, whatever it is you're looking for the night, go to a trailer park. in Ohio. Your team, what are you doing there anyway? Your damn team's out in the Bay Area. Family's been out there with that team for a long, long time.
Maybe they don't have hookers out there.
By the way, his uncle got in a lot of trouble, too, for Stash Cat. You ever remember how he lost the team?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the great owners. When I played, was it DeBarlow? Is that it? Does that sound right? The Barlow family?
Sounds right.
Yeah, he gave over cash, I don't know, for something. He got caught on camera, too. He got busted, but he was one of the great owners, man. We never forget, we played him in we played the 49ers in Super Bowl 19. We came back as losers, and they went, he picked up a trip for 2 weeks or a week for Hawaii, where the players took their families and everything else, man. Joe Montana and the whole family on the beach in Hawaii having the tab picked up with Ronnie Lott and all the other guys on that damn team. You're like, good God. What a great owner that man is. And he was paying them. That was before the salary cap, and it was crazy stuff. All right. Anyway, I got to get past that one, though. That's a weird one. You wake up and you go, and I saw it, and then I go, and I didn't even, at first, I saw York, because he's not one of the, I didn't know that he had bought his mother out. I knew his mother had to take over the team. She was a sister, and, it kind of flipped to her so they could keep the team, and then her son, Jed York, I guess father was not interested, and so the son jumped in. $140. I just think of a trailer park. I know where there's some trailer parks. There's a trailer park on Griffin Road and 441 there right on the corner. Mm-hmm. And I just picture this really nice car flipping in there and going 7 in to 7 or 8 in there, and there's a girl waiting out there for him. He's going in there to get taken care of. It's just, wow. What a thought. Could have been Davey. We got trailer parks all over my Davey by my Dunkin' Donut over
Better
there.
not be you, though.
No,
I
better
don't
not
see
be.
you in
No.
Barry Jackson's column.
No, you're not going. I'm not going to get buried. No, I'm not going to get Barry Jackson. We're not going to let that happen. Hey, by the way, we've got a lot of stuff with the Dolphins who looking to get through this week. The other story with it, Tua. I don't know. I'm guessing he's going to play some. So it looks like he's going to have some competition now that he's back, because the other quarterback, who has been a big part of this, got the green light. And are they going to play him this week? I don't know. They got a weird one with Tua has not played well and had a little back problem. And their other guy is just he got the green light to start doing full drills, and here we are at the end of camp. So I don't know what the Falcons are going to do. Some of the radio shows were wondering, there's no way they're going to do it, because talking about Tua's maybe shot, and maybe you've seen the best of them, and there's no way. With us picking up a $50 million tab, you keep them and you roll with them. You get some things, you put a game plan in there, and you roll. I just don't believe they're ready to let him go. I just don't think that's going to happen. Michael Penix was cleared, though, to practice, and now they're saying it's an open competition. I'm like, how the hell they haven't made up their mind? So Tua, by playing so poorly, has opened the door for a guy literally that's had nothing. He's been injured his whole life. This guy's been injured. I'm waiting on Michael Penix to see what he looks like. So it ought to be an interesting Friday night.
I saw a clip from the radio, one of the radio shows up there, and they are losing their mind over this whole one of the guys suggested they cut Tua.
Yes, they did, but
so
they just no.
What a situation.
No, but in fairness to them, because I heard some of the stuff, and one of the guys we know real well who called me. And we were talking about the whole situation, and he said the problem is everybody saw Tua play last year up there, and he had his best game. It's true. I do the same thing.
I remember the game. Yes,
he had a great game, and we just smoked. One of our biggest wins of the year, and we beat the crap out of him from the start of the game to the end of the game. It wasn't like they were coming back. We just dominated them, And they had just beaten the Bills, and they thought they had things rolling. And so now they get a chance to get Tua, and I hear all these guys just go, man, I guess this is what – I didn't get to see him a lot on TV and because our games in Atlanta, but so, they're going, something doesn't look right, and I guess this is what happened. They're all trying to figure out the story of that he just hasn't looked very good, doesn't look comfortable throwing the ball, looks like, happy feet, not real confident right now. And so they're wondering if, what's going to happen. I guess he followed up with a bad practice. Would they play the Jets and didn't look great against them?
He looked, Joe, like watching him in that preseason game, he just looks very, very uncomfortable. Like it's uncomfortable watching him at this point, isn't it?
Yes.
Like he really should consider, calling it a quits.
He's not going to do that.
I know he's not going to.
No. I talked to our guy up there yesterday, and he was. I go, look, man.
Something's really wrong, though.
I know, but he has made it clear, and I still remember him saying this. And listen, as long as you know what you could be in for, speaking of concussions and stuff, as long as you know what could happen from some of the severe concussions you've had, just don't be calling and whining about why me when you're 50 or 60 years old if you keep playing. And he said he understands that. He goes, I know the risk. I've heard from the doctors, and they've all told me as long as I heal my brain, it could be, I could be fine. So he goes, but I'm a football player and I want to play. Well, he's not acting like a football player.
Like, I understand that mentality, and I was all for making his own decision. Like, if he wanted to play, when this happened.
It's his decision.
When this happened down here. But just watching him, like, you play scared like that, I mean, they're not going to take it easy on him.
No, they're going to try to knock him out of the game.
Like, it just seems like you can't play that way.
I was surprised. I thought they said he had some good practices, and I said, hey, man, he might, and Omar was all over. He might, talking about the year he might have, and he still might. But, boy, did not look comfortable with the other day. All right, we'll find out this week and see if he's even going to play. But right now I want to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED, low T. Man, if you get it, it really sucks. It really, really messes with you, man. It's one thing to have low T. Men understand that, where you get a little bit older and you start to lose your energy level. And, hey, you find as you get older, you're just tired all the time. You get moody, snappy. It's all low T. It's all falls under that low T umbrella. Not as active. Even guys sitting down now telling their wives, don't plan that trip. That's too much walking. I don't want to do that trip. Oh, my God, you're getting terrible. Come on, you can do it. Just got to lose some weight. That's the other problem. When you're not active and you're still eating the same amount of food, you know how this works. You gain 20 pounds. It's the 20-pound guarantee that you get. Well, listen, the great news is with that, usually ED kicks in. Sex drive is hit and miss, and then it's just gone. And mine was gone, completely gone. And it did a number on me, man. That was a tough one. But I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I'm not afraid to tell you, I went couple years ago to Atlantic Men's Clinic for the first time. Have to sit there with their professional staff. I took the test, the PSA test, got it all done. They explained everything to me, explained it happened to every man's going to go through ED and low T, every guy out there. Doesn't matter who you are. You can laugh right now. Someday it's going to be you, and remember I said it. And when it happens, you got to make a decision. And I hope you'll go to Atlantic Men's Clinic because you're going to knock it out. You're going to get your energy level back like it used to be. Your sex drive is going to feel like you're 25 years old again. Great things are going to happen. Atlantic Men's Clinic, man, it just flat out works. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. A brand new location in Hollywood. I go to Plantation, very close to the house. Call them today, 877-455-7300, and set up that first appointment. Man, you're in for great results, I promise you. AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Get more information. And if this is something you're going through, you don't have to. You can turn it around with low T and ED. Knock it out with Atlantic Men's Clinic.
Baseball coverage
All right, welcome back here. Woody, there is a lot of drama. We got a little bad blood now between college football and Lane Kiffin, who's always – by the way, anything that comes out of Lane Kiffin's mouth after he got caught in the big fat lie leaving and saying the whole team wanted me to stay, and they go, no, we didn't. We never even talked to him about it. So he got caught. He just flat out got caught. Liar, liar, pants on fire, Lane. You just you got busted. So now he's calling out Cleveland Browns coach going, I never called him. And so anyway, I haven't done anything wrong. And by the way, if I don't take these best players, somebody else is. By the way, he's right about that. He won't be the only one, especially when he knows how good some of his former players were. And he did. He took his Ole Miss tight end. And you have it here, Woody?
So, we have, made a decision to recruit some kids around the country. And, through these multiple injunctions around the country, which this is not a first time, they've been in college sports for a while, a group of players were granted a fifth year of eligibility around the country in multiple sports. And through them winning their injunction and entry into the portal, they're available to recruit. And so ourselves, like many places around the country, are recruiting them. And at the end of the day, because of these rulings, they're either going to play for you or they're going to play somewhere else around the country. So we've made a decision to recruit them, like probably most people are.
He's right. He's right. He's right about that. Don't think LSU is going to be the only one. And by the way, did you see, this is a crazy one. I didn't realize the number one guy in this group had 2 sacks against the Jets for Tampa Bay. I was like, don't go back to college, come down here. That's what I was thinking. Watched the guy up the field, made a couple of moves, and got a couple of sacks.
We got problems, bro.
I don't
college
know.
athletics.
Yeah.
Student athlete, right?
Yeah, it's
Is that what that guy's called?
That was a crazy one. So anyway, yeah, I was watching that highlight last night. So now college football's got 3 ways to improve your team: high school recruiting, transfer portal, and wait to see if they get cut in the NFL. You gotta laugh.
Yeah,
you gotta laugh. And by the way, I'm being careful because I don't know if there's a couple guys out there. I don't know. UM going to be looking at one of them. I would think some of the schools, though, they're spending a lot of money, go, hey, man, haven't we done enough? We let you max out this transfer portal. You're spending an unbelievable amount of money recruiting. Our recruiting travel budget is off the charts. We're getting set for our first game. Do you really need another player? Do we need more depth at another position?
Well, theoretically now, wouldn't they have to hire like a director of NFL recruitment so you could figure out who's getting cut around the country and start recruiting those guys?
Well, they're having the marketing guys. So in the case of the first guy was Drew's client. So Drew's job is to keep that guy. He wants to keep playing football. Hey, listen, I'll play pro football in college. I'll play pro football in pro football. Tell me what's my best chance? So I'm sure Drew picks up the phone, calls the Cleveland Browns and go, you going to keep him? We're probably going to release him after this last preach. Okay. Can you release him now so he can go ahead and get early jump here? He'd like to get a few days of practice at LSU before that first game. Don't they open with Clemson? Is that
They do open with Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson, we could use a little depth at tight end. It is crazy, man. It is crazy. Everybody's shaking their head. How many guys are going to jump in this? By the way, I see some basketball players, including I see one of our basketball players might be looking to come back.
Well, I did see, the craziest one was, so we've had guys that have played 6, 7 years now.
Yes.
In college. And then you also have guys that have played, what was the Alabama? Was it Alabama where the guy played 2 years in the G League?
Yeah, we had a G Leaguer that had a couple of, I think the G Leaguer that also
had a 10-day contract.
Got a 10-day contract on the big team, in the NBA.
I don't know, man.
Man, it's
So you got guys that are playing into their mid-20s.
Oh, no. And you know what? Do you remember this? I remembered when you got a guy 24 and the pros used to go, oh, God, 24.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And he's already, especially quarterback, and specifically the BYU guys, because they went on missions. So some of the BYU guys were coming out at 23, 24, 25 years old. And they're going, wow, went on the mission, came back. Then he played his 4 or 5 years. And, man, I don't know. Do we want a guy? And now, look at this thing now. We got guys playing at 25, 26, 27 years old. And every time they go to court to get that extra year, they win. Anyway, I just never thought. Certain things have happened since 36 years I've been doing this, through the years, and everything that's changed and the new world we live in with social media and podcasts and everything else. But some of the things that are happening right now in college sports, I never thought would happen. I thought maybe someday there would be more money as the sport got more popular, that there would be more money, that they would find a way not to be pigs in college sports and would distribute some of that money to the players. I did. I thought that would happen, and they would understand that education, that free scholarship, which, by the way, has got great value. Listen, man, I'm 4 kids. Yeah, I'm with you. We got to pay them, but it's not enough. And people used to get mad. I remember we did shows and going, these guys need to get paid. What about a scholarship? I just finished paying off my daughter's 4 years at UM, and it's expensive. And it's true. I get it. Except these guys happen to be playing a real popular sport where there's a lot of money. There's big TV contracts. There's big crowds going to them, filling up all these stadiums in the South and the Midwest. And it's just different. It's different. And I never thought. I still remember, Woody, just a few years ago, and I've said this a zillion times. I tell everybody, Woody was right. I said, nah, it's not going to be about money. I mean, the money's going to be great, but it's going to be about what's my best way to get to the NFL and have a great career going forward. No, it's number one. It's about money. It is. Oh, I like 2 or 3 schools, but while you're recruiting me, let's just get in the big one. We like your school. How much you looking at paying my son? It's got to be like the first thing now. Yeah. It's not like where you going to line up, how quickly can he play. It's going to be how much you paying my son.
Games are starting at least.
Yeah. No. Thank God.
Because this has been a rough offseason. I always say that every year about college.
We're going to have guys joining teams, though, as these games. There's going to be some guys join some teams after the first game. It's going to be a little weird.
You talking about like after they get cut from the NFL?
Final cuts coming up. Well, no, it'll be real close. You're right. Maybe not.
You don't think someone like, what about like if someone like, let's just say Quinn Ewers wants to go back to college? Do they let him?
I think now he's got a year, and I don't know. Hey, maybe, Woody. Quinn Ewers goes, I want to go back and make 6
he goes,
or
I'm not
7
crazy
million.
about how this NFL thing's been working out. Like, I'm not going to start here.
I don't know. Anyway, hey, Woody.
Or maybe, you know what, Joe?
Woody, it's
maybe
not so crazy. I used to tell you, Woody, that's the dumbest
your starting
thing,
quarterback gets hurt, right? We see NFL teams, they go pulling guys from broadcast booths. What if they start pulling like NFL backups?
I don't know.
To go quarterback their college team.
Yeah,
what if a big-name college team, their quarterback goes down early in the season, and they go, we're still a playoff caliber team. We just need a quarterback.
Everything's flying right now, Woody.
Go poach an NFL guy?
Maybe. All right, we got to go to break. We got 7 o'clock hour coming up here. Hey, I want to tell you about Chapman Partnership. We got some great news, and I love talking about the work that they're doing for the homeless, providing so much more than housing and a warm meal. They're changing lives daily with all the great programs they have, all the caring support and wraparound services and programs for those going through being homeless. And I have an amazing news to share with you. They just landed a big win in 2026 NBA Foundation grant. The NBA Foundation grant, building on their 20-plus year partnership with the Miami Heat. This grant will further support building pathways for youth towards self-sufficiency. They're doing truly incredible work at Chapman with incredible partnerships like the NBA Foundation and the Miami Heat. To learn more about being part of this impactful village and the 2 locations of support for the families and individuals to get back out, rehab, and get back out on their own within 3 to 4 to 5 months, go online to chapmanpartnership.org. And again, on behalf of everybody here in South Florida, to the Heat and the NBA, thank you so much. Go to chapmanpartnership.org. You can be part of it.
WQAM broadcast
877-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Darrell Hyundai in Miami. We go to the beach for a little Solcito and we want a low price. You save with your Pricito. Say now with your Pricito at Darrell Hyundai, starting with the Marlins, who fell to the Red Sox by a final of 4-2. Game 2 of the 3-game home series is tonight with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Heat. We'll introduce Klay Thompson today. His press conference is scheduled for 3 o'clock. And to the Dolphins, where yesterday it was reported that the Falcons will play their starters in Friday's preseason matchup. Friday's game kicks at 7 from Hard Rock. Time for weather. Brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Beat the storm. Schedule your free roof and window estimate today. Call 954-968-8155. And we do have scattered thunderstorms, Joes. We've been hit with a couple already here this morning.
Yeah, I see that. Raining
Whenever that
pretty good.
TV starts to get foggy, that's when you know there's heavy cloud coverage.
One thing about it, most of the time we get rain. We don't mess around with light showers. Usually it comes down, and usually you get a pretty good light show with it sometimes as well during the day. All right. Hey, we say good morning. Happy day. Happy 7 o'clock hour to everybody out there. I'm full of happiness, apparently. Fins make more moves, a warm-up to next week for everything that's going to happen. We got a lot of NFL news going on. We've got Canes. Wow, you realize the Canes are leaving a week from today to go out for a Friday night football game against Stanford. Start this thing up, huh? How crazy is that? I know you're probably like me too. I'm wondering, are the Canes interested in any of those guys? They're in NFL camps that might get cut. Because I got to tell you, man, a lot of those guys, some of those guys, not a lot, some of them on that list are going to be practice squad guys. Are they going to want to be practice squad guys or go back and get their jobs back in college football? Because a lot of them are going to get that chance. But they're expecting to make a lot more than the $200 to $200 something $1,000 you make as a practice squad guy for the year. Going to be very, very interesting going forward. We've already seen one guy, his tight end at Ole Miss, is joining him at LSU. But, yeah, crazy world, man. The NFL is sitting back watching this going, whoa, this is a weird one. So now we got more jobs. Think about it, Woody. Now more guys after the final cuts are made when you go from 90 to 53, plus, the injured guys on IR for the year you keep around, and the practice squad position, 16 practice squad guys. And now there'll be a new group that goes, instead of practice squad, I think I'm going to go ahead and go back to college and play. So I guess more guys can have jobs longer now to play a sport that they love called football. Crazy stuff going on. Hey, with all that said, we do have a lot of Dolphin moves. They signed a couple more guys yesterday, especially at positions. They got a lot of guys banged up. They're really banged up at tight end, inside linebacker, and obviously 2 defensive tackles out. And we're waiting on the other one. We got 2 defensive tackles out, and we got the Woody, you haven't been around here. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. I don't know how else to say it. So Zeke Biggers has had a nice camp. I was at he was all over the place when I went to the stadium for the practice they had against each other before preseason started. They had over, and it was nice. First day you could go to Hard Rock Stadium and watch, and it was a nice practice, and Zeke Biggers was all over the place, inside, outside. He was just playing great. He got in great shape, looks really good. I must be the only one, and I got everybody else telling me this, and then the writers and everybody saying, well, we haven't really asked about it. He's just looked so good that they haven't played him in preseason. And I thought about it, and I go, I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to let this go. And then I go, wait a second. I'm not going to let it go. There are certain things like you gotta have a track record in the NFL for veterans that don't play. We got 4 or 5 guys I don't need to see play, including the guys that just got contracts or guys been playing a lot of football over the last couple years. whether it's Achan or Brewer or Brooks or Sealer, I don't need to see those guys for preseason. Practice a little bit, a little banged up, whatever. I don't care. I just want them healthy because I know they're going to be good players once they line up and play against the Raiders. This one, it's just Zeke Biggers has not played in a preseason game, and he did not play that much last year. And even if he's having great practices between preseason games, it's just weird we haven't seen him unless he's injured. Maybe he's injured, and they're not telling us, but he seems to be practicing. It's and now I don't know if he practices every day because I'm not out there every day. But it's just kind of weird for a guy we're counting on that really hasn't done much. It hadn't played in a preseason game yet. Hadn't played in the first two, and may or may not play in this third one against the Atlanta Falcons. I know he plays inside and outside. He's a very unique player. Man, if we hit on him, it's a great hit on a 7th-round pick out of Georgia Tech a year ago. Played some in the second half. He did get better. We could see, he started getting some confidence. Then he came back, and he's been one of the biggest jumps in practice that we've seen by the way he's playing and stopping the run and all the things that he can do. But I just find it kind of weird that he hasn't played because, listen, we got every guy under a microscope. Our writers got every guy under a microscope. How he got here, he just signed, he played great, he didn't play great, he was good against the run, bad. We know everything about every guy. And we know why they're playing and not playing. Well, he had a good practice when they played against each other on Thursday. We're going to rest him for the preseason game. Okay, I get it. But we haven't seen a guy that didn't play that much last year until the second half of the season, played a little bit more, but you don't want to see him against the Commanders. Now you don't want to see him against the Giants. Be a good time to see him. So maybe he's nicked up. Maybe they're just taking it easy. But I just wish they come out and say it instead of everybody play, we'll just kind of figure it out on your own. I don't want to figure it out on my own. I want to know if it's personal, it's personal. I respect that. I'm not looking into personal. I'm not a guy. Some guy's got something going on I don't need to know. If he's injured, he's injured. And if he's looked so good that you just want to keep him out of the games, okay. I haven't heard of it for a guy that hasn't done much in games yet, but okay. So it's a little bit of a head scratcher. And the thing is, I love Coach Hafley, and I think he's a straight shooter. I don't even know if he's been asked about it. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, second thing is, how about this thought while we're at it here in the 7 o'clock hour? How about the thought of what this thing is starting to look more and more like it might happen? We didn't think it was going to happen. To start this season against the Raiders, this Chris Bell now they're picking it up. Now he's taking the next step. He's going to be out practicing without no more red shirt, no more non-contact, the whole thing. You can bump him. He's going to go for the ball. You can go for the ball. He's going to be making cuts, and he's going to be going full speed. That's the step he's at right now. Now he's got rust. I know he dropped the ball, and he dropped the ball. Well, he's going to drop the ball. He hasn't played. That's going to happen. It's going to get real sharp hand-eye coordination. You got to run full speed and jump, and your body's got to get used to it. You're going to drop a couple of footballs. But we could see Caleb Douglas, Kevin Coleman, Chris Bell, with Malik Washington in there for the opener. Never heard of it. Again, and they're going to make mistakes. They're not going to be perfect. They're going to make mental mistakes. They're going to drop some balls. Those things are going to happen. But I don't know if we've ever had 3 wide receivers playing at the same time, and it's not so crazy to think that it might not happen in the next couple of weeks, especially if Chris Bell plays this week a little bit. If he plays this week,
he's been teasing you, bro.
He has been teasing me.
But I think it's like, how important is it that Malik starts with some confidence, right? Like you need as many guys out there as you can to help him out.
I think Chris Bell helps him day one.
Yeah. So I think it's really important that this guy, like, imagine if this thing starts bad, Joe, and the team plays as poorly as people think it could, right? You don't want this guy's confidence to be shot because the team around him is bad, right?
I want to give Malik Willis every
chance,
shot
yeah.
possible that show that he is a franchise quarterback before we get into the sexy names that we're going to talk to Phil Simms about in the 9 o'clock hour. Phil studied every one of these guys. He's worked with some of them. And you know the names, Manning and Moore and Carr and Mensah and Sellers and Chambliss, right? That's a good little teaser.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of
Like
names,
4 or
but
5
man,
more.
if this guy ends up being your quarterback and you can draft a receiver or whatever else you
Yeah.
want,
No, you're right. All right, Woody.
but you do need to help. You know, his confidence got to be there, right? We saw a guy down here that lost his confidence, and I think that stuff is, you know,
Which
I
one?
don't.
Which one are you talking about?
Our
One coming back to town?
yeah, that one, I guess. But man, you can see like this confidence. Like I don't know that that's overrated, Joe. Like these guys, they lose it, and mentally, like
I don't think, I got to tell you, just talking, I don't think Malik Willis got that problem. He's already.
I hope not. But
I think Malik Willis has already been through some of this in Tennessee. I think he's had a chance to be in a really good organization for a couple years. I think
yeah,
he's going to be fine. But still need guys that can get open, that he can trust to catch the ball and give him a chance to have success. Some success.
that league
Totally
can give
agree.
you a pretty quick reality check, though.
Yeah,
huh?
it can. No, man.
It's a very
You're
humbling
right.
league.
He needs some guys to block, and he needs some guys to catch the ball, and that will help him. And I'm guessing if those two things work, Malik's got a chance. Hey, Baptist Health South Florida's got a chance every day, man. One of the best sports medicine programs in the country right here in our backyard. We are so lucky. Baptist Health South Florida does a lot of things. Baptist Health is everywhere. They're in everything. They are. But I like talking about the sports medicine program they put together. Now, how do you get one of the top in the country, one of the top medicine programs in the country for sports? How do you do it? Well, you got to go out and hire the best specialists. For knee, we got a knee team of doctors. And I'm talking about shredding your knee to ACL, MCL, whatever it is. I want to let you know they got an all-star team of doctors where you're going to have a really good chance to get healthy real quickly. They are damn good at what they do. Shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement doctor. Our hip and knee replacement doctors, that team is unbelievable. Voted some of the best hip and knee replacement doctors in the business. Achilles. Yeah, they're good. And you add in great facilities in Dade and Broward like they have, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables. Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility in 595 in Pine Island Implantation. We got you covered, man. It's got great team doctors, unbelievable specialists. And Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU, and a lot of high school, college, and professional athletes, not just here in town, but from around the country, make their way to see these doctors we have. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day about getting you back out playing the sports you love the most as quickly as possible. Oh, Woody. Welcome back there, brother. First of all, great to have you back with us. And fantasy football in Montreal, that's a new one.
Yeah.
We've had fantasy football at different places, Austin, Vegas.
We've done them all, man. We had to go internationally. We're like the NFL. We're trying to spread.
Who the hell
the good
decided
word.
on Montreal? What about Toronto?
I don't know who decided on Montreal. Funny enough, the guy who's banned from strip club was like one of leading the charge, but
And he's banned.
Montreal's like the strip club capital of North
Yes.
America, apparently. So
So what are you saying? You're saying that the wife said,
oh, this guy's been banned for many years. Like, this is, yeah. More people than I thought. I actually had a few that were banned.
I'm not going to say anything.
No, it's okay. I mean,
I've already made
I'm
it
just
clear.
giving you numbers. We had 3 out of 10 that were banned.
My wife,
You're banned. I know.
I told you, not a fan.
I know. I don't think any wives are fans
No,
necessarily.
some guys do have their wives that go to those places. I know that for a fact.
Yeah,
By the way, I know some people that you would never think will occasionally go get a little freaky and go like, hey, I wouldn't mind going with you to for a little while.
I just, like my wife's cool, but like I can't imagine that she's like, real enthused that I'm going, but I don't know.
I listen, I'm just brutally honest that mine's not a fan. I had a little track record of strip clubs maybe before, maybe.
A track record?
Of they used, I don't know. Whatever.
No, I know, yeah, I know. You don't have to
Look,
get into
and I
it.
start going, you know.
Yeah, I do.
She's not a fan. You said yours doesn't care. If you were to say,
I wouldn't say
no,
it
that's
doesn't
what you said.
care.
You said that though.
Yeah, but like again, if she had her choice, I would imagine she wouldn't be thrilled.
I could tell you that stripper smell would not go over well at my house coming home with that stripper smell.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying staying out late. I do stay out late, and, I have stayed out with my guys and get a ride home and, laughing and having a good time. But, yeah, that smell, that one smell that you can only get, that famous smell,
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
it travels with you. It's like coming out of an Italian restaurant with garlic all over you, man, or Mexican food. You come out, you smell like an enchilada, man. There's just, you just...
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Jeez, man.
well, listen, man, I'm just, there's
Anyway, I don't even know why I brought that up, but the trip was nice. There's a lot of French in Montreal.
So
a little
just
bit too
between
much
us,
French, but
just between us,
yeah, sure.
did any of the guys go to a strip club?
Yeah, 7 of us went. I told you 3 were banned.
Oh, wait a sec. So 3 go, I'm not going, and the
Yes.
7 went. There's no way. There's no way 3 said, Montreal away, there's no way.
Yep.
3 guys didn't go. I'm not, I'm
I
playing.
swear to you,
I'm calling BS.
these guys, they don't want to lie. I guess I don't know. I'm going to say I respect it. I don't necessarily respect it, but
So what'd the other 3 do? Wait outside?
No, we went late. They went to sleep. They went back and went to sleep.
And 7 went out to see what Montreal ladies look like naked.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
Okay.
when in Rome, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they, think,
There would
great. All
be-
the kids are going to school.
There
right now.
would
It's
be
great.
so much peer pressure in my group
Yeah.
if my guys all go and I went, hey, man, I shouldn't go.
But what would you do?
I
though?
go.
Okay. I don't believe you.
Dude, do you know what my guys would, the names it would be that would, I would just,
I can't imagine
would
any
cave.
of it would be worse than your wife's reaction.
she wouldn't know. Look at me. Sound
what
like
are you doing, man?
Sound like a tough guy now.
Digging
don't
yourself
I?
a hole.
Sound like a tough
Yeah,
guy.
like,
this
you
morning.
would be. I think you would be too afraid of the repercussions.
Well, if she asked me, I'd just tell her. I'd just take the hit.
No.
I figure, all right, she's gonna be mad for a little bit, and she'll get over it, and we'll move on. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins,
Can we
and
move
NFL
on this?
analyst for A to Z Sports.
Anyway, it was a good
I
trip.
don't think most guys believe that 7 guys win and 3 of you guys, all young guys.
I don't care if people
decided.
believe that's the truth. These guys have been banned for like years, though. Like, this is not a new thing. We don't go every year to one, but they've been banned for a long time.
It's not that you're banned. You already know how your partner feels about him. That's all. They don't put a sign up, you're banned.
We had one guy that just came out and flat out admitted it. He was like, well, my wife asked that I don't go, and I'm going to respect that. He said that on our group chat.
He did?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
All right.
Usually you don't want to admit stuff like that, but...
All right, well, we've done enough. We got kids going to school. Now they got to change.
I know.
They got to change the channel here because you got going on 7 out of 10. Who'd you take the first pick?
Achan.
Who'd you take your second pick?
Jefferson. But I told you I took all the Dolphins.
Jefferson's going to have a bounce
so,
back. He's already said, hey, man, I'm getting back in the elite. They better be throwing me the damn ball a lot or I'm going to be barking. I did not like my numbers last year.
I don't know if this guy can see over the offensive line, but we're going to try.
Who else did you take?
I have Malik Neighbors on the team. See if he bounces
He's
back.
coming back. He's going to be back.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a risky team. I took Breece Hall.
That's not a bad pick.
Oh, that team stinks.
He's got a little injury, but no.
Yeah, that team kind of stinks, but
he's going to touch the ball a lot.
Mahomes is going to win the MVP this year, so I'm happy about that. I was able to get him late.
How much you want to bet on that?
That Mahomes will win the MVP?
Yeah.
Am I betting with you, or I can bet
me.
anywhere with that one? But
no, just
I think he is going to win the MVP this year.
yeah.
I think he's gonna have a huge.
Who's he
bounce
going to
back.
throw to there, big timer?
Rasheed Rice out of jail. He's gonna be good. He was a first or second round pick in fantasy.
Okay.
And
Well, just 'cause
Kelsey,
you guys.
the corpse of Kelsey is still there.
Exactly. Exactly. All right.
You doubt these guys, man, and they always.
I think
seem
they're
to
the third
find a
best
way.
team in that division.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it then.
You think the Broncos and Chargers, you think Kansas City's ahead of both those teams because of the quarterback? Look at the whole team. It's not even close.
I'm with you. They found ways to win
You
Super
do this.
Bowls.
You do this every year.
They have found ways to win Super Bowls with that team.
They also had a really good defense.
Okay.
Kansas City, you can go back and look.
I know their defense was good. I'm aware.
All right. So just in case you had a short memory.
Count them out if you want, but, do that at your own risk here.
No, you like Mahomes, and I get it. I get it. Anyway, we got Kyle Crabb's going to join us at 8 o'clock. Phil Simms is going to join us, former New York Giants quarterback, and did the game the other night for the Giants, doing the TV broadcast for preseason. We'll talk to him about the Dolphins and the Giants. That's coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. We'll have that for you. Last night, Sandy Alcantara did his part. Got out some jams. Gotten some early jams. Got out of them. 7 innings pitched, just 1 run, 6 strikeouts. And he didn't get any help from his bullpen. And, man, they could not come up with a big friggin' hit when they needed it. The bases loaded a couple of times. 2 for 18 and runners in scoring position. That's all you need to know. Had a ton of guys on base and just couldn't get it done. So it's a 2-2 game, actually. Well, it's a 2-1 game. The Marlins are leading, and then Red Sox score 1 in the 8th and 2 more in the 9th, and that's your ball game. So
can I throw a quickie at you here?
Yeah.
Just change the subject back really quick. Someone said both of my running backs should be placed on IR by week 8 because both teams are in tank mode. He's talking about Hall and then, of course, Achan.
the Jets aren't tanking. You're not. What was the other team?
The Dolphins.
Well, Dolphins are.
I mean, Achan. Dolphins are not tanking. They're going to be trying to win.
Dolphins are not tanking. It's just they just don't have
They might not be good.
the talent. But they're not. Neither team's tanking.
You see them shutting down Achan if things go poorly?
No. That's tanking.
Yeah.
You see that, and he's healthy, and he's standing over there on the side. That's just. By the way, you can answer that one on your own. They're not going to do that. Oh, well, they never signed all these guys if that was the situation. Never would have signed those guys. Now, call whatever. We had to get rid of that money. That dead money had to take place. We had credit card debt. You ever had credit card debt at home really bad? You ever had kids that have run their credit cards up and you're going, hey, that's it. I'm shutting it down. I'm paying it off. You're going on a budget the rest of the way. That's what's going on with the Dolphins.
Yeah. Two more quickies here. 561 says the Joe Rose mantra, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. So you are more of a forgiveness guy than a permission type
Look,
guy.
man, I'm not
I respect
exactly.
that.
So let me just say this here, but I've been very dysfunctional. I've been very open about not being the greatest father or not being the greatest anything. So, yeah, it's just I made a mistake. I just want to tell you,
Fair.
yeah, try to do that. Now,
I was going to get back to football in the next one here because you got kind of deep on me on that one.
well, I don't know what to say. Like, apparently everybody else is perfect out there. I hadn't made mistakes, so running by myself here this morning.
I think I was just joking, man.
What else
It
you
was
got?
that serious? But all right. 786 says Chiefs are going to win the West. Come on, Joe. You keep making the same mistake every year.
Did I last year?
Wow, last year was a
Oh,
mess.
no.
Mahomes got hurt, man. What are you doing?
Mahomes got hurt late last year. He got hurt late last year.
Still need him. It's the big horse.
Running for his friggin' life with that group.
He was.
All right. So we'll see. Let's see. By the way, Denver Broncos might be the best team in the AFC, period. Denver Broncos look loaded. And what do you think about Crazy Mike? Crazy Mike's got that offense, running that offense. By the way, they got to do a piece on him every day.
Oh, yeah, whatever incoherent thing he said yesterday.
They love it. They can't get, Mike, Miami Mike now.
Dave Hyde made a good point on Twitter. He said this is, they love Mike. He's the funniest guy in the world when things are good. When things go bad, that act, turns very quickly.
Everybody said here.
Yep.
As long as everything's good, it's going to be a big fun fest over there.
You remember, I think it was
Love
Jeff
fest.
Darlington that did a piece on him.
Yeah.
Early on one of
He
those
did the rehab
seasons.
piece.
Yeah, and
He
it
did
just,
the rehab
it just
thing.
made him seem so, and I do think Mike is likable, by the way.
He's a likable guy.
Like, he's not a bad guy at all.
No,
but
he doesn't
that
have a
piece made
does
him
not have a bone in his body. You just can't
Man, that was the peak of his popularity. And everyone's, oh man, the watch and the sunglasses and the weird pants, it's all like, it's really cool, right?
He's back out. He just went to the West
Yeah.
Coast to do it.
But now
I'm back.
the team's playing like crap, and that stuff's not so cool anymore.
He's got a pretty good team set up, though. If those two tackles stay healthy,
Just stop. Chiefs are going to be fine.
I'll tell you what. You and everybody else wants to check in on that one. I want to hear that. I think Chargers got a really, really good team. I think he's going to score a lot of points. I think that big, tall, good-looking quarterback's going to have a good year. That's now with that beautiful woman.
He could win MVP too.
See that? You're coming around already.
He'd be in that conversation.
Hey, Woody, let's go to break here for just a second here. We got to pay some bills and talk about some good people like Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. You need cash to pay off taxes and liens and judgments and IRS high interest rates, second mortgages, credit card debt. Call Michael Kotze or text him at Choice Mortgage 561-441-2730. Wait a second. If you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. And he can help. He's been helping Floridians for over 30 years. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage has built his business around great service, which happens to be where you can get a hold of him, start the process even on a Saturday or Sunday, get you approved in half the time of the big banks. Looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved with little money down. Now's the time to lock in before interest rates go even higher. Call him on his cell phone or text him 561-441-2730. Nobody does it better than Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage with the experience. Some of the great programs he's put together, they work. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Stay there without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Baptist Health.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody.
All right, Joe.
What do you got for us today?
We're going to try to keep it clean in this segment here. So,
want to apologize to the families that
you're digging deep into my
taking their
trip,
kids.
but that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this you asked for this. I don't know how clean this is, but Deshaun Watson, you wanted to hear his thing. Now, there's an interesting part of this this clip, this audio clip here. We'll play it, and then we can maybe break it down afterwards. So here's Deshaun Watson.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason. So I don't regret anything.
Lord put him through some serious stuff.
You know, I had different thoughts on how it was going to be, but you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes, you know, the tables turn, and I'm patient enough because I'm a child of God to, you know, wait for that time to change. So I'm not tripping on it.
Whew. I got to tell you, sometimes poor God gets thrown into some bad situations, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't think
he gets some bad situations. Yeah, anyway.
So I can think of 27 or so regrets that Deshaun Watson should probably have in his life.
Yeah.
But the follow-up question is perfect. Like, hey, what if you just played better and won?
So he obviously didn't think he's playing that badly.
Is that what you got from that? Like,
yes. He goes, man, this.
I just don't like. What a great follow-up question.
Yes.
Like, hey, maybe they don't like you because A, you're a scumbag, and B, you suck.
Well, that was a little harsh, but yeah, if he plays better, there's no question. Some, not all, but a lot of your fan base going to come back and be a fan if you start winning. You win 5 or 6, and you're playing great, and you got everybody playing great. It's definitely going to help.
Yeah, we've seen players do shady things, and people tend to forget when you're playing at a high level, right?
But listen, man, he had the bad combination. He had all that stuff happen. He got a big guarantee contract, and when you get $230 million fully guaranteed, and then you don't play well, and then you get injured, you know, and then you get injured again, then you come back, you don't play well. That's gonna bring a lot of hatred and dislike for the quarterback.
Yes,
that's all.
You got to win them back, man. When you behave like
it's a little harder to win them back though when you got 27 or 30 lawsuits.
Yeah, so I'm saying you behave like a mutant for all those years, and it's like,
all right.
Anyway, ESPN, Joe, is going to be utilizing Red Zone for the U.S. Open coming up here. There will be whip-around coverage available during the early rounds of the tournament. This is for the first time since securing the intellectual property rights for the Red Zone brand as part of its equity deal with the NFL. ESPN will be using the Red Zone franchise for a sport other than football.
I think people like that. They'll like that, being able to go and see different matches.
The show, called Red Zone at the U.S. Open, will feature action from all 16 courts during the early rounds of the draw. Red Zone at the U.S. Open will debut on August the 30th and run through September 4th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
You know what I did yesterday? I'm not proud of this. During the day, the U.S. Open qualifications, because there are people trying to qualify for the U.S. Open.
You watch.
Which starts. I watched a bunch of people. I had no idea who they were. I just wanted to watch tennis. I literally wanted to watch that ball go back and forth for the men and women. And Alcaraz warming up. He hasn't played in, 5 months he has not played. I think it's 5 months with that wrist surgery. And now he decides his first tournament back, he's going to play the U.S. Open without any games of any meaning. He hasn't played in any tournaments. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays. I think he gets knocked out early.
So you need the ESPN Unlimited subscription, by the way, to watch this thing. So I'm guessing maybe 20, 30 people watch.
I don't know.
The Tennis Red Zone. I mean, I know you'll be one of them.
I don't know. If I have a good match, I'd prefer to just watch the good match. If there's a second one I care about,
All right. A couple auction items here for you, Joe. We had a Kobe Bryant jersey that sold for $1.7 million. That was a finals jersey that went. As these things, by the way, these items continuing to sell at these absurd prices here.
Everything.
Yeah, we had a Luka jersey from his rookie season sold for a shade over $1 million.
Yeah.
We had a bat used by Ohtani that sold for $375,000.
Did you see Tom Brady buying Mendoza's stuff? It's crazy.
Yeah, these things are nuts, man.
Different time,
LeBron,
man.
2013 Eastern Conference Finals, game-worn jersey. Of course, a Heat jersey, $217,000.
Yeah.
Remember we had a guy make away with a bunch of those?
Yep.
From down here?
Yeah, I do. Oh, would. I never thought that market would explode the way it has, too.
Yeah.
Apparently, people have a lot of money.
All right, Joe, and our final story here, something about breakfast. Do you eat breakfast, by the way? Are you a breakfast guy?
I eat breakfast right at 3 a.m. every morning, yes.
You do? Okay, good. Because it says they did a large study here.
Good or bad?
Well, I mean, it depends. It says adults age 40 and older, they found out that the timing of your first and last calories of the day could be linked to how long you live.
Oh, God.
It says,
keep going.
It says if you eat your first meal later, after noon, specifically, those people had an increased risk of dying from any cause by up to 29%.
All right.
So you have almost 30% chance of dying if you don't eat before noon.
Oh, I'm good then.
Oh.
I try to eat twice before noon.
If you eat breakfast between 7 and 8 a.m., you have a 10% higher risk of dying early from any cause than those linked to people that ate breakfast between 8 and 10.
Wow.
The difference rises to 19% for people that eat from 10 to noon.
What about, so am I better off the 3 a.m. breakfast? Oatmeal and a banana?
Ours is screwy because we don't wake up at normal times.
All right.
But this is for people that are like driving to work right now. You want to time that thing out so you don't drop.
I got you.
Weird study, by the way.
All right, well, listen, Woody.
Gotta be careful what you're eating
really
these days, though,
right
too,
there.
man.
That was Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. We're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins. We're going to get into some serious Miami Dolphin stuff coming up with Kyle right here at 8 o'clock. And Phil Simms will join us at 9 o'clock this morning. All right, what else you got for me, Woody, this morning? Something real good?
I do, Joe. I have something very good that I would like to share with everyone. Something big is coming on September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to Game Day. The DraftKings Sports app. It is now live in all 50 states. That includes us right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is yours. And remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Time to get pumped. Get ready to celebrate new DraftKings customers. Sign up with code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
Hola, amigos. Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM AM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of champions. Home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes. The back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat. Miami Hurricanes basketball. And now, the new home of the 2-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Darrell Hyundai in Miami. We go to the beach for a little Solcito, and we want a low price. You save the Pricito. Say now the Pricito at Darrell Hyundai, starting with the Marlins, who fell to the Red Sox by a final of 4-2. Game 2 of the 3-game home series is tonight with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Heat, who are set to introduce Klay Thompson today. His press conference is scheduled for 3 o'clock. And to the Dolphins, where yesterday it was reported that the Falcons will play their starters in Friday's preseason matchup. Friday's game kicks at 7 from Hard Rock. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Beat the storms. Schedule your free roof and window estimate today. Call 954-968-8155. And we do have storms in the area here today, scattered thunderstorms. We are in the mid-80s right now. The Joe Rose Show continues now. Joe, it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
Thank you, Woody. Sounds like Tua might be starting, huh? Trying to get him going a little bit in this game, besides Penix being back. Kyle Crabbs, host of Locked On Fins and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports, joins us this morning. Kyle, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're hanging in there. We got so much to get to, man. A lot of craziness. First of all, it doesn't always seem in football that certain positions get banged up, right? It seems like that during the year, right? All of a sudden you lose 3 or 4 offensive linemen and you're playing with guys off the practice squad. Well, they're going through that right now. A tight end, inside linebacker seem to be a problem, and 2 defensive tackles out. So it's a great opportunity for some young guys. But, boy, here we go. I wanted to ask you this before we get going. I just was looking at guys I know and feel comfortable are going to be on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I had trouble getting to 40, right at 40, 38, 30. Have you done that? Just not guys that might fill out the roster, but guys that I'd feel good about being on the roster. And that's upside guys of draft picks and those type of things.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I did this over the weekend, and the objective was I wanted to create as big of a list as I could make without having a single player wrong. It's like if you got if the exercise was you get 39 right, but your 40th guy and you had 40 guys on the list, your 40th guy doesn't make it, then you lose the whole thing, right? Like how big that is. I think I had 37.
Yeah.
So that's 16 spots, right? And I think you have a pretty good feel for who a number of those players are, and I think you probably authentically have 5 to 8 spots that I would consider to be wide open, where you could go any which way with them.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, I guess it doesn't sound so crazy right now with the latest news that's coming out from our rookie receiver out of Louisville. That we could see for this Raiders game, 3 rookies playing together, a wide receiver at some point, along with obviously Malik Washington's going to be in there too. But there could be times where all 3 of those guys are playing together. That's not so crazy to talk about right now.
No, that's I think that's very much on the table, and you contrast that again to go back to Green Bay when John Eric Sullivan was there, and they have a great pedigree of drafting wide receivers on day 2. You go back to 23, the first year they transitioned full-time to Jordan Love. They had 3 rookie receivers and 3 second-year wide receivers, and that was the entirety of the 53-man wide receiver allotment that they had. So they had no experience in that group. It was Jaden Reed, Dontavion Wicks, and Malik Heath were the rookies, and the second-year players were Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Samori Toure, who was a 7th-round pick in 2022.
How about that? Yeah. Kevin Coleman, Chris Bell, And Malik, along with Caleb Douglas, could be the 4. By the way, anybody else besides that 4 you feel comfortable going, they're going to be on this roster? I think everybody's been writing, and it's pretty accurate that the rest of veterans have been a little disappointing. Not much there.
I would kind of wonder, you get to roster cuts, or is there a player who it's announced is going to get cut, and a Caden Wallace type situation comes out where you flip a late round pick for another late round pick into the future to skip the risk that you don't get a guy on waivers. I'm curious because the next 2 guys in line is probably some combination of Jalen Tolbert and Tutu Atwell. And
right,
man, who's the next guy after? Is it Jalen Rager's probably the next guy after that has 7. So, and they'll probably go heavier with tight ends and potentially a fullback. So you start doing the numbers game and all the other ones. And it's probably one spot that I would consider very much up for grabs, but potentially 2. But I don't think you have 2 that warrant you breaking ties, leaning to wide receiver.
So let me ask you about the tight end position. And not only that, Ben Sims, who I think they really liked when they got him, and he hasn't practiced. Like, I don't know how serious it is, because this thing, for some, it's about just get to the starting line healthy for the first game. But we got 3 or 4 of those guys. We got some guys on defense side of the ball we haven't seen very much of, and you're hoping can come back and do something that you feel comfortable with. How do you evaluate those guys?
I think it is a bit of a challenge. I think that the thing that's worth remembering with Ben Sims is that he does have prior time on task with the front office, with John Eric Sullivan and being in Green Bay. Right when he first came into the league, he was with Green Bay for what ended up being 20 games that he was with the Packers in 23 and 24. And then in 25, he was back with the Packers again for another 3 games. So it was actually 34 games his first 2 seasons, and then 3 in 2025. So he's got like 40 games on the roster with John Eric Sullivan as a member of the front office. So I think at least in the case of Ben Sims as a player, not a lot of reps and playing time, but they've seen him. And I think that gives you a little bit more peace of mind knowing that he's still got to get ready for this season. We still have other tight ends that are going to contribute in those other roles. They're giving a big, heavy look at DJ Herman, the undrafted rookie fullback, and that's where Sims is listed on the roster as a guy that plays some fullback snaps. I don't know that he's guaranteed anything, but he would be one where if you told me, hey, he's on the roster, you got a pretty good idea of what he can and can't do if you're the guys making the decisions.
By the way, I hate being negative about guys. I haven't seen enough from DJ Herman. I mean, it sounds like a nice story and changing positions from linebacker at San Diego State. He doesn't catch the ball well, number one. Every time I turn around, I don't even know about the blocking compared to the guy we just had that is now, by the way, because he was really good, is out with his former coach out with the Chargers. Well, what's your take on DJ Herman?
I would agree with you where, for me, he's a perfect practice squad stash type of player. I can't imagine you would get to the waiver cuts and there would be a bunch of teams that are lining up to sign a 53 spot to an undrafted linebacker that's converted to fullback who played 50 snaps at fullback during his college career at San Diego State. I think he's got a great attitude for the position. I love the aggressiveness in which he fits into gaps and is willing to take guys on, but I think there's some polish there that's needed. And if you have other guys that can take those snaps for you, and they list Sims as a fullback on the depth chart, but then Seydou Traore, the 5th-round rookie out of Mississippi State, he did a lot of insert blocking stuff from an H-back alignment when he was in Mississippi State. So he's at least experienced in that too. So 5th-round rookie draft choice with 4 years of control. Well, those guys are making the roster at like a 90% clip, right? So I think there's some things that are stacked against him from a numbers game perspective.
All right, Charlie Heck coming off a rough one. Couple of rough penalties there with experience. You know, has some starts, including with Tampa Bay. Caden Wallace and DJ Campbell got a lot of playing time. Looked like he played okay. So how do you feel about those 3 guys?
I think Heck would be one. I think the most appealing thing is that he has experience in the system with Bobby Slowick, but that only takes you so far. I don't think the play's been particularly strong. We saw that at training camp when Austin Jackson missed a few days with
Yes.
I believe he said it was some scar tissue that had broken up from what he was recovering from, and they gave him a few days off and Heck's in there, and it didn't look good, right? And then that helps facilitate the trade that they take for Caden Wallace, and then Jamari Sawyer goes out. So that Wallace addition, I think he's the next man up at tackle. You're not going to get a lot of really good options for an OT4 on an NFL depth chart. That's just the reality. There's not enough of those guys to go around. But if he had to play an extended period of time, I would be very worried, right? So I think that's the thing with Charlie Heck is I think Wallace comes in and laps him right off the jump. For DJ Campbell, he's got the movement skills. He's got the power. I think right now it's an acclimation for as those landmarks move, as I get out of my blocks and maybe somebody slants across my face or they take a step laterally that I don't expect, or they move their body as I'm throwing my hands and that landmark moves, being able to move with it instead of kind of attacking where, like, I'm going to attack this spot and this is the spot in my head when I'm in the blocks. When it moves, I think the edges that he plays with can be firmer, and I think he's physically capable of it, but that's part of the acclimation for an NFL offensive lineman who's a rookie coming.
Oh, man, trying to figure out how you get 6, 7, 8, and 9 with Andrew Meyer, your backup center, who a lot of, if we do let him go, he'll get picked right up. Matter of fact, there's a good chance he's with the Chargers. I think you're going to agree with me on that.
Yep.
Preeb's been okay. I'm not sure how you keep all these guys, and by the way, maybe there's somebody else out there they're still trying to upgrade with.
I would like to see them continue to add here.
Okay.
I think that the most interesting development from the second preseason game for the offensive line's perspective was that the last 6 snaps offensively, Josh Preeb played at center. Didn't really have him snapping on the radar, and he gets a little bit of a sampling of it in a game. And the question is that enough with versatility to potentially enter him into a head-to-head with Andrew Meyer? Because right now it's Meyer, you kind of feel like a center exclusive, but based off what he's been his last couple seasons. Preeb has been more guard. Okay, well, if Preeb can compete for backup center stuff, that opens up more flexibility where if you do add somebody else, maybe Andrew Meyer is he safe because he's the only other guy on the roster that can snap? Well, now you have another guy that can snap. And I think that's interesting here as we're coming down the home stretch.
All right, so how do you feel right now about Quinn Ewers and Cam Miller?
I think if either one of those had to play an extended period of time this season, this offense would be in trouble. And I don't feel that way about Malik Willis with the other things that he brings to the table. From
no, he's a different level than the other guys.
How he attacks the field.
He brings that up, yeah.
That skill set can be a player that I think elevates some of the skill players that he's throwing the football to if he comes out on the higher ends of what his range of outcomes could be. But for Quinn and Cam Miller, I think they profile as career backup type players with the traits, kind of the inconsistencies. They're both young players. They were 6th and 7th round draft picks respectively in the 2025 NFL draft. So you recognize that they're still young players, but I would aspire to have more there, but I aspire to have more there, not to have a 32-year-old veteran with starting experience as the backup quarterback, just to add more competition and have somebody that if you have to play, maybe there's some continued upside there because of right now, we still only have 155 career NFL official pass attempts for Malik Willis, right? It's the sample size question. So Sullivan talking about wanting to have competition in the quarterback room. I would aspire to find somebody that has some long-term upside and tools to be a developmental type quarterback that maybe you catch lightning in a bottle with if you have to see him play, while acknowledging that I hope we don't have to see him play because I think you got to go in Malik Willis.
I know you watched that game closely the other night. I thought the biggest problem for this team, number one that jumped out on the broadcast on radio for me with my eyeballs, was lack of pass rush. I sat and watched quarterbacks just sit back there forever and be able to throw the ball down. And I know Uche was out and Chop didn't. They're both on the sideline, didn't play. How do we feel going forward with, at some point, you just can't run creative blitzes. You got to be able to get there. Well,
yeah.
What do you think?
I think the challenging part for me is I think your 4 best pass rushers didn't play in the game. Chop Robinson, Zach Sealer, Josh Uche, and then Cleveland Farrell as your third edge guy.
Yeah.
He didn't play, right? We haven't seen him for a while. Who's your there's a non-zero chance that Trey Moore could be your fifth best pass rusher is your Sam linebacker, and he played 2 snaps, got a hit on the quarterback, and got hurt, and now he's going to miss an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So if you were hoping for somebody from the Ajabo, Llewellyn, Seth Coleman, Rodney McGraw, that bucket of guys, Robert Beal, if you were hoping somebody was going to separate out of that group, it has not happened yet. So I think it gets into that same conversation about wide receiver 4 versus wide receiver 5. I think there's a hard line in the sand on what those guys are, while acknowledging that the guys that we point to and say, well, we didn't see him, so right. I understand why the pass rush wasn't what you hoped it would be. Some of those guys still have questions too. So it just kind of leaves this open-endedness as we get rolling here.
It's not fair, and I tell everybody, because everybody's asking me about all the different positions like you get, and I say it's kind of hard to talk about the guys in the secondary because the quarterback had so much time to throw the ball and down the field, and so the safeties didn't look good and took bad angles, and coverage wasn't good, and even in zone, I didn't like the break on the ball. I didn't think guys locked up with guys in their area well enough in that game. So how do you feel about the best you can to evaluate that group? How'd you feel about that group that played?
Yeah, I think you're kind of still just looking for traits and movement skills and length at the catch point and physicality when you're in press. Like for me, that was the only thing I could really take away from this group, is to look at the individual pieces and ask myself, does this guy look like the part? Does that guy look like the part? And it's not all tied together right now. And I don't think you should expect it to be all tied together right now with all the new, with some of the questions, with all the youth, with guys in roles for the first time. And that's a big part of this weight and responsibility that I think about when you get Jordan Brooks back and we start playing for keeps.
Yeah.
How important he is as a leader in that group. But the individual pieces right now, it's really interesting. Jeff Hafley, I asked him he had a presser on Sunday, the day after the game, and I asked him about watching preseason tape. And he said, right now we're so heavy in evaluating the players right now that I tried to take that mentality and do it myself when I went back and watched the game tape. So it was looking at Dante Trader and his 36 snaps and how aggressive was he with his angles? Did he take good angles? Did he tackle well? And I liked that. So I say, okay, that's a positive performance for an individual player. And then you go through and you pick everybody out. And when you add them all up to tie it all back to what we first started talking about, I got 40, 41 guys you feel good about with what I would consider 37 stone cold locks. And the rest is just kind of who becomes available and are they better than what you have right now?
Yeah, no, it's I went through that same list and by the way, I wasn't even about, final score or anything, just looking for individuals that kind of jumped out at you. And by the way, Jackson Woodard, every time I watch him, I think he's really good. And I'm thinking, well, he's got a whole bunch of guys in front of him. Can we still keep him? Is there a place to keep Jackson Woodard if he continue? Or maybe you're not a fan.
I'm a fan. I'm very much a fan. I think he flashed in training camp. He made plays throughout training camp. He had a pick six one of the days that I was there for practice.
Yes.
He had the fumble recovery. He was very aggressive getting downhill fitting. So that might be if Trey Moore has to spend some time on injured reserve, maybe that's the linebacker spot that pushes everybody up and opens it up and gives you a chance to have him on the 53.
All right, final one, and this might be just to me and I almost called you about it, and I hate making personal calls to you at night because you got kids and everything. Zeke Biggers.
Yeah.
So he hadn't played in either preseason game, and we didn't watch him. I get a lot of guys don't play in preseason, but not guys that haven't played that much. Is there a chance he's banged up, or do they just feel that good about him? Is he in the doghouse a little bit for games? And explain to me a guy that's this good and made this kind of jump, because I was there at that the practice at the stadium. He was unbelievable, inside and outside. He played great. What's our take on Zeke Biggers? Nobody's really talking about it. Nobody else seems to think it's weird he hadn't played in a preseason game yet.
It's an interesting thing to point out, and it might just be a matter of, hey, we're a little banged up with the guys up top. and we don't want to take another injury on, and we need to figure out maybe if they feel like they have a good grasp on what that room looks like.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what Jeff Hafley said. We need to figure out who the guys that we could rely on to play in the 53. Maybe he's just in the club of the guys that they feel good about, and they wanted to go really heavy with Keith Cooper and Alex Huntley and Matthew Butler and see what those guys look like. Because we haven't seen a whole lot of Jordan Phillips either. Now, it's not like he hasn't played, but we haven't seen a ton there either.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
So that's funny. But what a jump, huh? What a jump from what he did last year to coming back, and they're going, whoa, 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 whoa. We've seen enough. You got the goods. You're only going to get friggin' better. And playing so well. Anyway, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it, man. It's good getting caught up with you.
Good
Always
catching up with
appreciate it. All right. Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. Summer is still here, and Dr. Barry's team at Recovery Unplugged has your back. Their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is a private, comfortable space to heal with music-based care that hits the right note every time. Listen, hey, guys, you're going through some tough times. Anxiety's kicked in, depression, and all of a sudden you can't get rid of it like you used to, or get it worked out, or talk to your buddies, or sometimes relationships will patch back up. But if you're going through right now some breakup or something's changed and lost your job, major things that happen during your life, and you're in a funk and you can't get back on the road, let Dr. Barry's team of Recovery Unplugged help you. If you're listening and you know somebody right now that's going through it, listen, make sure they call and get set up with Recovery Unplugged and talk to Barry and his staff. They're fantastic. They really are. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Hey, this summer, heal out loud with Recovery Unplugged.
The Joe
And welcome back, and good morning to everybody. I want to thank Kyle for always joining us. Hopefully we got Phil Simms coming up at 9 o'clock as we'll talk to him. Phil, of course, former Giants quarterback, great quarterback, really good. Won 2 Super Bowls, and now doing the broadcast for preseason football for the Giants. So anyway, we'll talk to Phil. Sat next to the booth next to him during the game and got a chance to spend some time talking to him. He spends a lot of time with quarterback evaluation for guys coming out and works with some of them, and also knows Malik Willis real well. And I wanted to talk to him about that. And Jackson Dart, who looks like he's going to be good, man. I love the way he threw the ball in the practice on Thursday. He's got a really good arm. I wasn't sure about everything, but he looks like he's got that part figured out. But he is talking. He scares me a little bit because he's still talking like Josh Allen, and he's not Josh Allen. About his style of play, he's an aggressive guy, and I was just like, oof. I don't know about quarterbacks taking on, and Josh Allen's lasted a lot longer than I thought he would with his style, and you know what that is. He tries to run guys over, and you know he likes a quarterback keeper on the outside, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with Giants. I think Giants got a good team, but that's going to be a tough one, man. Dallas, Philadelphia, Washington likes their team, and the Giants have a ton of really high draft picks on that team, including 3 number 1 picks as pass rushers on the outside and a number 1 pick rookie inside who they're pretty crazy about as well. So they got a lot of good talent on that team. We have a lot of other stuff going on here with all the football news coming out. If you're just joining us, Deshaun Watson named the starting quarterback. I thought it was interesting, too. Deshaun Watson named the starting quarterback for Week 1 at Jacksonville, Week 2 at Tampa Bay. So Deshaun's going to be on the road for the first 2 games. Why do I feel like we're kind of watching to see how he plays in those 2 games? And they both have really good defenses. To see how that goes, and if it doesn't go well, is there a chance that there's a change in Week 3 and they go to Shedeur Sanders for the home opener?
Look, I don't know what's going on in that city, but, man, I mean, is there a less likable starting quarterback in the NFL than Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. Well,
he's got to give Aaron Rodgers a run for his money, but
he is aware of what it's all about. He's not stupid. Why? Part of it is not just his play. Part of it's not just the amount of money he's making.
But he should have done better with that answer. Like, it's just not a thoughtful answer to that question. Like, I don't regret anything. And the follow-up question that the reporter asks is basically like, and I'll play it for you in a second if you want to, but like he's saying, like, what if you played better? You think they'd cheer for you then?
So he
just goes off on another thing.
He, first of all, no matter what happened with the 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 women, whatever the number is, I see different numbers out there that accused him of some of it sexual assault. He's just denying it. He just says, hey, man, I know. The big man knows I didn't do anything wrong. I have no regrets. And you're going, ooh, okay. And then the second one is his play, how he's played. He got, everything got cleaned up. He got his money. Matter of fact, they even backloaded the money so he didn't get hit on the first year with the suspension. So that also came into play. Here's Deshaun.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt.
Question.
So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason. So I don't regret anything at all. But I had different thoughts on how it was going to be. But it is what it is. Sometimes the tables turn, and I'm patient enough because I'm a child of God to wait for that time to change. So I'm not tripping on it.
There you go. So, man, it is a tough business, number one. I get the quarterback business. We've seen a lot of guys come and go, and most cities have. I got one little thing, and as I get older, guys that when they're going through stuff, throw God in there.
God put him in situations, apparently, Joe. They put him in that situation.
I like to
so weird.
Put myself in some crappy situations and not blame the big man. It's just me, and I know maybe.
Yeah, it's nauseating, but he's been terrible up there, Joe. He's only played in 19 games.
Yeah, I see his record's 9-10.
Yeah, 9-10, 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. They paid you a boatload of guaranteed money for that,
right?
Like, yeah, they're gonna boo you, and it does have. Like, he doesn't even think it has to do with his play. Like, of course it has to do with your play.
Well, he didn't even bring that up. He changed the whole topic.
Yeah, this is personal. This has nothing to do. Oh,
hey, by the way, it's never good though when your quarterback gets injured at home and they're cheering. That just tells you. I do agree. That tells you everything you know about. Hey, I'm the quarterback of your NFL city. How do you feel about me?
Yeah,
and they're cheering.
I mean, this guy's the double whammy. He can't play, and he's got all these women accusing him.
Do you see the amount of money they owe him next year?
Well, they'd have to pay the whole thing off at some point, right? If they want to get rid of him.
It'd be a big hit. It'd be a big hit to say goodbye. Make our hit look small.
Yeah.
We got a big hit. We got our own big hit down here.
Okay, take all his money. He can open up a chain of massage parlors.
Yeah.
If he wants. For the 49ers owner and maybe Kraft too.
I tell you what, I don't know what's going to happen with this game coming up here with the Dolphins and the Falcons coming up Friday night. But all of a sudden, this quarterback situation, speaking of quarterbacks in Atlanta, so Tua hasn't taken the job. Like, I think a lot of people thought he was just going to show up with the weapons around him and the offensive line. And he was just going to play like he did last year when he played him up there. He had a great game. I think he threw 4 touchdowns, and they beat the crap out of the Falcons up there. One of the big wins, one of the few wins early in the season they had, right? After losing all those games, they went up there and just put together a complete game. Both sides of the football, it was great. Now, all of a sudden, you got an interesting one, because of the fact that you've got the other quarterback, Michael Penix, coming back. And do they play him this quick? It's just that's a mess too.
It would be, like, to me, a little surprising they play Tua down here, knowing the reaction I'm guessing he's going to get.
They got to get him some work.
I guess.
Don't they?
It's a juicy preseason game for fans down here. You got nothing to do.
If they don't play either one of those guys, can you play Penix coming fresh off this injury? Do you feel comfortable putting him out there?
I don't know, man. Tua looks so bad, and you're going to throw him out there in this, for this fan base, and
it's hey, listen, Atlanta's got some good weapons. They got some good receivers. They got a good tight end. They got a really good running back. They got a good, solid offensive line. I don't think it's the best in football, but it's a really good offensive line. Didn't play great against us, but overall had a good year. This is going to be an interesting watch to see what happens. I'm curious to see how much Dolphins starters, the ones that are healthy. I think the starting 5 needs some more time on that offensive line. Hope they can play and get some work in there with Malik. I hope that will take place. I know we're banged up in some positions. I don't expect anybody's going to play a lot. You want to make sure you get through this. And you want to get one last big ol' evaluation on the back end of this very thin roster. But you want to see it. Like, you want to see is there some growth.
Yeah.
It's thin. It's we've all seen it. It's not a lie. So far, it's looked very thin with what you have. So we'll see See what it looks like. But I hope we get a little teaser with your frontline guys, the ones that can play. And then the bigger one is I hope all our veterans are back. Sealer and Brooks are ready to go for the opener. Very, very important pieces. Grant, I hope he's back. You'd like to see yourself in a situation getting all those guys back.
That opener's a big game, though, man. You got to find – if you don't find a way to win that game, it's it's going to be a rough go, I think.
You're going to be an underdog, and I don't think it'll be a couple points.
Vegas is one thing, but then you got, you go out west again, San Fran, KC, Buffalo. Like, it's going to be –
None of them look
tough.
easy.
No. The easiest one is probably your opener.
All right, hey, let's talk about something else. Loctite for just a second. Chev over there, as always, talk about Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing, the CEO. Says, Joe, hurricane season, you never know. So far, so good, but it's early. So far, so good, but it's really early in the game. You got to protect your home with the best products. That's what he always talks about. The only thing you can do is protect your home with the best products. So when we do get hit, and hopefully we have another year where they go around us, but sooner or later, you just got to protect your home so it doesn't get damaged. Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing would love to be there for you. Their windows, Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with zero down, no interest, no payments for a year. You got no leaky roof, replace your old roof now and pay later. Plus 24/7 roof repairs if you decide to go that way. The best part, Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Get a lifetime deal today. Keep your home protected with the best products from Loctite. Whether you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, it doesn't matter. Loctite Impact is a name you need to always remember. So call today, 954-500-LOCK. It's 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff to answer all your questions, or go to LoctiteImpact.com. It is a crazy time in sports. You want the NFL to pay you or college football to pay you? Whatever you want there. And as soon as they change the rule, everybody goes, well, if it's okay to do, we're going to go ahead and take advantage of it. Lane Kiffin, LSU, says, hey, man, this guy's really good. We're going to try to get him. They're all waiting on this Jack Pyburn. That's a right defensive end. Had a couple of sacks, I think, for Tampa Bay. Had a couple of sacks against the Jets. So I think he's on standby. Like, look, if I'm on the 53, I'm good. But if not, I'm going back to college. I got one more year. He was on that initial thing, except he might be the best of the whole group that's actually trying to get a job. They're saying LSU might grab him again.
Yeah. These stories are unbelievably bizarre. Remember, I mean, the rule used to be if you basically went through the draft or anything like that, you were out, right?
Right. That was an automatic.
That was done. This one about the basketball player I was just reading about is crazy. Did you see all this stuff? The guy's name is R.J. Lewis Jr. He was the 2025 Big East Player of the Year.
Okay.
Joe, he went undrafted in the 2025 NBA draft, so that's not this draft. That's the previous draft.
Okay.
Signed a two-way contract with the Jazz and something called an Exhibit 10 contract with the Celtics G League affiliate after he was traded from Utah to Boston and later waived. He saw preseason action but never appeared in a regular season game. So this guy actually played and signed contracts in the NBA.
And he's in the loophole to get back to college.
He is back. He's going to LSU.
What have you been doing? I've been getting knocked around the NBA, decided to come back and get paid, and nobody's paying like LSU right now.
Says he was granted an injunction.
Boy.
Any idea where it says he was granted the injunction by a judge? Any idea where this judge might be from?
Yeah, Baton Rouge.
There you go. Winner. East Baton Rouge District Court Judge Ronald Johnson. Ronnie wasn't going to let this guy not play. Come on now.
Nothing like a friendly in your hometown judge. Nothing like having the good old judge I grew up around the corner from. He'll take care of it.
How does this even
I don't know, man.
I don't understand how judges, local judges' rulings over.
Because they're not ruling.
Go over what, the NCAA says.
Well, we want our game to look like. They're just sitting there and going, well, there's a little hole here. And, NCAA really doesn't have any rules or regulations. So we're just, we're going to go ahead and screw them again.
I think we've also seen now with these judges, there's a little bit of home cooking.
Yes, no question.
I'm guessing all these guys went to these local schools, right?
I don't know about that, but they're going to those damn games on Saturday and they got good seats.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why you'd live. Oh, I don't know why you'd live in Baton Rouge if you didn't, go to school there. But
well, listen, they said, hey, if these are the rules, we're going to take these guys. They're going to play because we're all about winning. We are all about LSU. Look at what LSU's doing. That thing just looks like it is unlimited money. First of all, they got Kiffin coming in, bringing his staff. Big recruiting budget, a lot of money, and they're off and running, man. It's gonna be fun to watch and see how good everybody is. At some point, at some point, let me finish. We're not going to be talking about this. As soon as the games start up, it's going to get back to football, and then it'll get back to basketball. I guess and some of this is going on in baseball too, and we won't be talking about it. We'll only be talking about the games. How do you know that? Because I noticed it last year. When everybody was playing, nobody brought up money. One guy brought up money. You remember who the one guy that brought up the money was? Do you remember when Oklahoma State played Oregon?
Oh, yeah. Gundy, right?
Gundy.
Yeah, he was pissed.
And then he got hammered. All he did was piss off the Oregon coach, and he ran the score up on him. He got fired. He got fired on the deal. Well, I got a $7 million. Apparently that ain't going to work. Oregon's up there with... He tried to throw Oregon's business out there. I'm hearing that they're spending, and that was it.
They need to do something, though, man.
What are you going to do?
But you're getting to a point of no return with some of this stuff. Like, you're letting guys that are actively playing professionally, you're letting them come back and play in college. Like, this guy, Joey's drafted in 2025.
I agree.
Like, what on earth are we doing?
But we just saw, remember, we saw Nick Saban in front of the Congress, in front of the Democrats and the Republicans, and a few of them really cared, and we're going to vote on this. They didn't get it done.
So this has to set a precedent, though, right? Because think of all the guys that let's just use the NBA. Think about all the guys that either get drafted really late or go undrafted. It's only a couple of rounds, right? It's only 2 rounds. So there's a lot of undrafted players that get added to these, summer leagues and the back end of the roster, right? End up not making the team. Are all those guys just going to go back to college?
Well, they're going to wait to see. They're going, am I going to make your 53? If you are, I'm staying. If I'm not, I'm going back to college. So you got to hurry, though, because the first game getting ready to start for the school I'm going to go to if you're not paying. And the funny part of this is they're being represented by all the – this is a Drew Rosenhaus guy.
Yeah.
He's got both ends of this because he got marketing with all the college players. All the NFL agents do. They got marketing contracts with all the guys in college and some high school and college. It's legal. And then the ultimate is to get the big contract, right? All right, This guy's been with me.
But look, I'm not blaming the players. I'm not blaming the agents, any of that stuff.
You know who I want to represent?
They're just beating a bad system right now.
I would love to be Jeremiah Smith's agent from high school, where he's a 5-star, to what he's done here for 3 years. I'll bet you he's made $10 million at Ohio State after this 3rd year's done.
I would think more than that.
And then...
Not that it matters. His NFL money
he's going to make if I don't know if he's going to be the first non-quarterback taken, but he's going to be right up there. Unless something happens to him, because that big freak is something else, man. Freak in a good way, by the way, so nobody gets upset.
Yeah.
We don't see guys 6'4", 220 pounds can run like that. That's all I'm saying.
How do you
physically
fix this?
Freakish?
How do you fix this situation, though, man?
I have no
tough
answer.
To go back
because all the local judges are going, nah. I see a hole there. Oh, there's a little hole there. I'll get it done, Sandy.
But it's like, now that you can do it, do you see this becoming a new norm for these leagues? And I guess the NBA calendar is going to kind of sync up with college basketball, right? College basketball starts around early November or so.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Are we just going to start poaching guys that didn't make teams?
It's the Wild West.
Went through the draft, the whole process, and just didn't make teams?
We're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about something needs to be done, and it's got to be frustrating because there's nothing they can do. Anyway, I'll tell you what we can do. We hope we got Phil Simms coming up here in just a few minutes, former Giants quarterback, going to join us. He was on the call doing the Giants preseason games. We'll have that for you in just a couple of minutes. Gary and Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm. Hey, man, I hope you never need to call a law firm. But if you're in a slip and fall, automobile accident, motorcycle accident, or anything that wasn't your fault, and you're in pain and you want some compensation, well, listen, I want to tell you, there's a lot of places to go. I see the commercials like you do. They sound great. They want to have consultation with you. I want to know, are they going to sit down and handle your case from start to finish like Gary and Harvey? Are they going to do that? Oh, wait a second. They're going to do that thing that's real popular during football season, the handoff. Oh, they're going to hand it off to another attorney that sits in the other room that's got 200 cases on their desk. And you're just a number. You're no longer a name. You're a number. And if you feel like that and you feel like a second-class citizen and you're not getting the treatment you expected when they said they'd handle your case and do a great job, go to Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. I'm talking about the same partners who will handle your case from start to finish, more than 30 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. Go to CohenandJudah.com. Read the reviews. Man, people saying nice things about them. Their communication skills, keeping you updated. You have their phone number. They have your phone number. So it's always there. And they're going to go out like bulldogs and get you a fair amount of money that you're happy about. Go to CohenandJudah.com or go to 866-FAIR-FEE. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai in Miami. We go to the beach for a little Solcito, and when we want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai, starting with the Marlins, who fell to the Red Sox by a final of 4-2. Game 2 of the 3-game home series is tonight. First pitch is at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Heat, who will introduce Klay Thompson today. His press conference is scheduled for 3 o'clock. And of the Dolphins, where yesterday it was reported that the Falcons will play their starters in Friday's preseason matchup. Friday's game kicks at 7 from Hard Rock. Coach Jeff Hafley announcing just moments ago, Chris Bell expected to play in Friday's preseason game. The Joe Rose Show continues now. Hey, Joe, it's time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
Well, one thing I enjoyed about that preseason game was not the way the Dolphins played, but getting to spend some time with former Giants quarterback, two-time Super Bowl winner, now on the preseason color analyst for the Giants games. Phil Simms joins us. Phil, how you doing, bud?
Joe Rose, good to talk to you. It was good seeing you out there, and, we'll talk about what we were saying maybe a little bit when the game was over. Everybody was standing in the hallways talking about it, but I think it's been 2 years since I've been on the radio.
You know what? I'm going to make up for it. I'm going to call you every week. Your poor wife's going to go, Phil, it's him again. Do you want to take it? No, I'm just...
Oh, no. My wife will. She'll love it. Gets me away from her, and she loves college and NFL football about as much as I do and my kids.
Well, yeah, that's funny because your boys are both. And by the way, the podcast with your youngest son is fantastic. I caught you guys the other day. You say you got to watch it. It's really good. And Phil, I got to ask you right off the bat. There's so much talk about Malik Willis, and if he's the guy, does he have enough around him? You follow Malik. I know you follow all the quarterbacks. What's your take on Malik Willis?
Well, my thoughts are this. I saw him down in Tennessee in preseason last year, and I just went, oh my gosh, what did he do? What such a big change in how he played the position at quarterback, but also throwing the football, decision making. It wasn't like it was good. It was truly great. And I don't know why they got him out of there. He was the best quarterback they had, but I understand. And Will Levis, they spent all this money on draft picks. So they traded him to Green Bay. And I'll tell you who the happiest guy in Green Bay is right now, or has been this training camp, and that's Jordan Love. Because, he doesn't have that other quarterback going out on the field and just putting up astounding numbers.
Yeah.
And playing really well, and runs when he has to, fast, good arm. And I just say this, I hope as I watch and look at the Dolphins, sorry for being so long here, Joe, but the offensive line to me looks like it should be the best unit on the team. And I don't know if that's going to be true or not. It didn't look like that in the preseason game, but that's all a different thing. You got 2 1s and 2 2s.
That's right.
On that offensive line. That's pretty good. And a couple of them have to be really good, and we'll see where that goes this season.
Yeah, so because we have talk already around here about, well, if Malik doesn't work, that quarterback class coming in next year, we're going to have a high pick, and and it always starts with Arch Manning. For a second straight year, it starts with Arch. I know you know a lot of them, Dante Moore, C.J. Carr, Darren Minsaw, Lenora Sellers, Trinidad Champlin. You can go on and on with this list. Do you think that class can be that special? Because everybody thought it was going to be that great this year.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I do. And that'll be interesting to see how it pans out and all that stuff. But, for fan bases, what other name are they going to know that you said there? Arch Manning, there it is. It's on TV every second you look at sports. It's coming on. Arch Manning and Shedeur Sanders are going to be in every conversation made somewhere during a show on all the sports stations. So people know that name. That's why they throw it out there. And I'm just going to say this. He is not going to be, he's not a better quarterback now, and I don't know if he ever will be, than Malik down there. So
wow,
we'll see. Malik, and somebody told me this, or maybe I don't know, that everybody was unhappy. Oh, this, that about him in the game he played, the opening preseason game. I thought it looked good. It was a short little spot to see. It looked good to me.
Yeah, it did. Me too.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, Phil, I'm with you on that one for sure. Phil, I got to say, going back, when this thing all started and we took Tua, you were one of the first, if not the first, along with maybe Chris, your son, that was not sold on Tua. And now it's over, and we're paying a lot of money.
Oh, my.
We're paying a lot of money to the Falcons to see how he plays the second time around. What was mostly back then that you just said, I don't see it, I don't feel it?
Well, let me say this first. I did a long interview with you about the quarterbacks and Tua and all that stuff, and I called you maybe later that day or the next day, and you said, oh, it was great, Phil. Everybody that called in the station just crushed you. And I said, yeah, that's what I figured they would. The fans, they knew Tua was the guy. But it had been preached to him so much. And what was my negatives? He's small. He's not fast. His arm, by NFL standards, and I'm not picking on him because he's making more money than I'll ever make, that's for sure. But his arm strength would be, I'm going to be kind and say, one of the bottom 5 in the NFL. But it's worse than that. And that's, people say, oh, arm strength is overrated. Really? Well, let me see you win without it, these guys. I always say this, Joe. Quarterbacks got to make all the routine throws, and they're going to have 3 or 4, wow throws in games to get you, to get you a score or to get something big that only a guy with a strong arm can make it happen.
The other part of that, Phil, is you got to go up in the Northeast and play late in the season, and that stadium that where you played your career, it gets windy and it gets ugly up there. You better have some juice to make throws in December up there.
Well, yeah, it's something you learn to do. That's what makes it tough for quarterbacks coming out of really warm situations, and they don't really ever have to deal with the weather much, but. Oh, yeah. There were many times I warm up for the game, and I go, oh, my gosh, can I just get one game where it's not 20 minutes? And then I just go, that other guy doesn't know what's going on yet. He's going to find that.
You're right. You're living in it. He's coming from 70-degree weather. That's a great point.
Yeah, man. I would be running off the field during warm-ups, and Bill Belichick would say, so what do you think about the win and their quarterback? I said, come on, Bill. He has no chance. Right. And he goes, you think so?
Hey, so you've been around this Giants team, John Harbaugh. Do you notice a difference with Harbaugh coming in there with his resume? Because they look like they got a lot of talent on that team. I know you got to put it together. How do you like it? I'm excited big time for the New York Giants. Do I notice a difference with John Harbaugh here? Oh, 100%. He is in control of it. The team is tough. You kind of see how they played. And they didn't really play many starters at all in the game against the Dolphins, but the toughness that he's given them. Right.
Today, I'm going to go down there. It's full pads today. Here we go.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. They're not having one of those training camps. Oh, okay, guys, we're going to let you rest and no, it's full go. And when they get a chance to put all their equipment on, they do. And he's the guy too, Joe. You know this. You played, and when the head coach walks in the room, and you're sitting in those seats now, or even back when we played, you go, "Uh-oh, the big man's here." Right. And there's a little feeling to it. You get a little nervous, but by doing all that, or saying that you get there, if it happens, then you got the right guy. When Dan Reeves walked in, when he took over for Ray Handley, we're sitting there, and we were terrible the previous 2 years. And as he walked in, I went, "Wow, Dan Reeves." He puts his pad down, and he says, looks out over all of us. He goes, "Sit up straight, put your feet on the floor, and take those damn hats off." And I just remember saying this, and I'm not exaggerating. I turned to Bart Oates, my center, and I said, we're going to win.
That's a great start.
And it was true.
Yeah.
He just had, Dan Reeves had an aura about, I mean, he was, listen, he was tough as hell, very demanding, but he knew how not to alienate any of the players. Like, he would walk through the locker room maybe once a month, and the music's always playing, and he would stop in the middle of the locker room and give us about 15 seconds of dancing, and then he would just start walking out. And, the players, you love that stuff, man. It was kind of connects you to him a little bit, and that's who he was.
So Jackson Dart, that's the first time I seen him throw in person on Thursday. I thought he throws the ball real nicely, much better than I thought he would.
Yeah, I think listen, Joe, you pick up these NFL footballs now. I mean, man, it's like I don't even know what to say. I literally would have given up some of the money off of my check to throw these footballs. They are perfect, round. When I played and you played, the ball was orange. Now it's black. And you pick it up, you just go, what a difference.
Yeah.
But Jackson Dart, I think there's so many things about him that caught me by surprise. His running was even better in the pros than it was in college. His arm, it's not like a top 10 in the NFL, just throwing it with power, but it's really good. He's very accurate, and he throws great on the run. So, and to the quarterback, there's a lot there to be had by the quarterback if he's that guy. In other words, he really communicates with the whole team, and they all love him. And you could just see it when you're there at practice or when they're just walking around. The players gravitate towards him, and I feel pretty confident the Giants got a franchise quarterback for quite a while.
Yeah, just to follow up to that, we got a whole bunch of guys want to try to come in, and I get the toughness and stuff and the Josh Allen of I'm going to run some guy. You think he learned his lesson that when you run, you can slide once you get that first down. You don't have to take another guy on or get out of bounds. You think he learned his lesson?
Oh, I think so, and we'll see how it goes. Sometimes, hey, come on, Joe. There are a lot of fast dudes in the NFL now. You can see them and think, well, let me get down. Before you get down, he's run you over.
That's true.
And, the speed is, and, you learn a lot from college to the pros. In college, he had great freedom. He could break tackles and straight arm guys and all that stuff. Well, you can't do that in the pros.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure he learned, but he is going. Look, he's playing quarterback. He's going to get hit hard a couple times every game, no matter how much you tried to get rid of all the hard hits on the quarterback.
That's true. Hey, Francis Maui Noah from University of Miami. How do they like him? I see they got him playing guard. What's the thought on the pick in the first round? What'd you think?
Oh my gosh! Well, many things. The University of Miami, the players that came out of there, watching them play, they had a damn NFL front line on both sides. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that championship game, I know it didn't go the way for everybody down there, but it still was. It was the tension in the game. You don't get that feeling very often with college players, or one team usually separates. Man, if they play 10 times, they're going to go 5-5, and they're going to have a lot of people in the training room. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But for him being drafted, he is everything that everybody thought, and I would say he's actually better than people expected, because he's just got he's athletic. And I said to somebody, we were behind the offense, and he bent down and got in the stance, and I said, "Oh my God." He just took up like 5 feet of grass there. Bill Parcells always said this, and I'm a big believer in it. Fast guys get slower. Big guys do not get smaller. And, the Giants, in this little short time, some last year and now, they became a really big team. And their depth right now it's really, really good. So, you never know where that's going to go. You can lose 3 or 4 guys a game or more sometimes, whatever. But it's a big team, has speed at the right spots. They can rush the passer. it's So but I think everybody up here is really optimistic that it's going to be a solid year for the Giants.
You know, it's funny you said that because we go down watching University of Miami, and they got 6'8" and 6'9", 18 and 19-year-olds that are 330, 340. Mario Cristobal comes from that same school as Bill Parcells. He loves big offensive linemen, man. He just with you. And by the way, we saw that with that Giants group. My God, that is a big, big group on that offensive line for sure.
As I watched the game and I got here, got home and everything settled in, I watched a lot again yesterday. What really caught my eye was speed by the DBs, which everybody up here is worried about the defensive secondary of the Giants. But just the fact that they can rotate so many players in, you go, wow, I like him. And I did a big thing on him yesterday. I went, well, gosh, I like him too. And finally, I go, I got to pick on somebody here.
Yeah, right.
But the depth is great. It really is. And it's a year and a half of rebuilding this team. And I'm hoping it works out. They got the quarterback. Malik Neighbors is going to be ready to play opening game of the year. That's good. OBJ, by the way, had some good moments against the secondary down there in Miami. And if he can just turn into anything close to what he used to be, that's going to be a big deal for the Giants too.
Phil, this has been great, man. I really appreciate you getting up early. Thank you so much, man. It was great spending time with you, and I'm going to be bugging you real soon, so thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
All right, getting up early. I get up at 5:30 in the morning, so you can't.
Oh, my gosh, Phil. I thought you were late. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, listen, man, I appreciate it.
It's all right. I know what to do when I get up, and I'm sitting around. Oh, wait, I got to make breakfast for my wife because that's what she expects. Yeah. So it's probably listening, going, "Oh, I'm not that bad." Yeah. So,
all right, Phil. Hey, thank you.
Take care, bud.
Great getting caught up with you. Phil Simms with us this morning. Talk a little bit about the Giants and the Dolphins and quarterbacks. Anyway, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on, including some news coming out. Woody had for us about wow. I can't believe it. How fast did that happen? Nobody saw that coming during camp.
Well, just to tease you, I got some more updates, injury updates on guys that may be in and out here.
Okay. Great.
For
great.
week one.
Listen, let's go to break here. We'll get all caught up. But first, I do want to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida, great sports medicine program. We're talking so much about injuries, and yeah, they happen. Sure is nice to have a really good sports medicine program. Knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand specialist, back, hip, and knee replacement, Achilles. They put together, if you're going to have a top sports medicine program, you better have really good specialists for every part of the body. Hey, the hip and knee replacement and the knee group are as good and deep as you can go anywhere in the country. That's why so many high school, college, and professional athletes from around the country are coming to Baptist Health South Florida. Enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and Miami Dolphins also trust those great doctors and take care of all of those teams as well. And we got 3 great facilities, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and, of course, 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. And next time you get injured, and you will get injured if you're competitive in team or individual sports, just visit baptisthealth.net/ortho.
The Joe
have a chance to get some reps on Friday.
Yeah, he does. I can tell you're fired up about that. He was. You guys saw yesterday. He was out of his red jersey. He did team, so he was in contact drills because we're thudding. So, the plan would be today we're going to treat like a Thursday in the season. Tomorrow we'll treat like a Friday in the season. So we'll have a pretty bigger load today in practice where he'll get more reps and hopefully he'll continue to progress forward. And if he continues to do so, then I'd like to see him play in the game.
All right. Wow. Holy smokes. We are way ahead of what everybody thought. Remember that November talk coming back after Thanksgiving? Remember that talk
home
of
opener.
home opener?
Yeah.
Somebody in the organization said maybe after game 2 or game 2.
Maybe they meant preseason game number 2. That he was going to come back after that one.
No, wasn't said. I had. By the way, I did think about it. Did you see me thinking about?
Maybe that's
maybe
what
they did.
this person meant. But
Well, listen.
he's back, Joe. Seems official now.
Well, that just tells you that and they need him, by the way. We need him. It's not happening anywhere else, so whatever you get, and again, it's going to take him a few weeks to get his timing and rhythm, and, he hadn't done any of this stuff except work out for 9 months. He wasn't going to any of those special passing camps that everybody was having. So, man, that's something to watch. So hopefully he has a good day today. That'll be going forward, that's going to be the big one to watch now. Chris Bell, your third-round pick, your third-round pick.
What a fantastic steal, by the way. After all that, guy's going to be ready. He's going to play in the preseason.
Well, listen, he'll
that
play.
far.
Then he gets all next week to work and get rid of some of that soreness and all that stuff that you get when you start playing football stuff and not just your workouts. It's just different. He'll be doing different things and competing, and I'm sure he's going to have a little bit of soreness there. So, yeah, that's a good start. Good start.
Well, I got a couple more injury updates for you.
What else you have?
This is all coming from Jeff Hafley, who just wrapped up his press conference here a few minutes ago. Kenneth Grant's status for the season opener is in question, Joe.
Ooh, okay.
So, questionable.
Not a great start to year 2 for our first-round pick out of Michigan. Okay.
And Zach Sealer expected to be available for the opener.
That's good news.
That is good news, yes.
Okay.
So, a lot of stuff coming out of today's early morning press conference.
Anything about Biggers?
I'm getting there, man, but that's what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah.
So,
well, listen, got that Atlanta. All of a sudden, Atlanta's looking at this, going, "I wonder what we have here." We got a good team. It's weird because they do have a good team. Atlanta's got a nice team. Now they're trying to figure out how healthy their quarterbacks, both of them are, and who starts. I'm still going to go with Tua, right? I think Tua ends up starting, and he's got to play this week. I was thinking about, you asked me, Woody, I think Tua plays this week. I think they both get a little bit of work.
Juicy.
And I'll tell you why. That bye week changes everything about the fourth quarter preseason game.
Yeah.
Tua didn't play last week. It's
about as appetizing a preseason game as you could get.
Well, listen,
might be a lot of people there on Friday.
Yeah, I don't know. You'll have a decent crowd.
The Tua return?
I don't know, man.
You don't want to put a little juice on it. Doesn't really matter.
I want him to play. I like to see him play, and we don't get a pass rush. You probably want to play. I hope all the guys play in this game so that they can get him, get some hits on him, and we just.
Another quote from this morning. Hafley said the Dolphins are, quote, still evaluating whether the team has enough NFL talent at safety. Said the same could be said for multiple positions.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. I did not see enough out of. I saw some bad angles that guys caught the ball across the middle, and some guys made some bad. I thought Zane Anderson, who everybody's been raving about, did not have took some bad angles on some plays from safety that were in his area that guys caught it and were able to get around him and make bigger plays, and you can't. I just give right now Dante Trader a complete hall pass because hasn't been injured till this last game and a few days before it. But I think Dante needs some work out there too and get more comfortable. But this is the way it's going to be, man. You're the same in every position. You're not stacked at any position. It's a thin. Some of it's even a little bit thin in starting positions, but the backups. Earlier today, Kyle Krabs talked about, and we're just about on the same thing, high 30s as far as guys that you feel like can play and have a chance there's more upside to them. And that's a lot of guys short of a 53-man roster. That's way short for people paying attention to that.
So one more, I guess this was updated this morning as well. Trey Moore is going to have surgery. And he said, Hafley said he hopes to have him back at some point during the season.
Huh. Well, you get a certain amount of IR moves to bring guys back later, which I like the league to put that in a few years ago. And I like that, being able to bring, if a guy's healthy, why the hell shouldn't he be able to come back and play before the year's over, 100% healthy? And in the past years, you haven't been able to do that. Mm-hmm. So I do like that new rule that they put in a few years ago that will allow him, if he's ready and 100%, he can come back and get some playing time and help his process and progress for next year. So those things are important. But, yeah, that's a lot of information here.
There was a lot of information. I feel like I should give you a summary on this.
We got a lot of guys banged up. I know that, and I guess a lot of those guys aren't going to play this week. I see we're a little short at tight end, so we had to add some guys. Inside linebacker, we're a little tight there right now. So we've got a few positions where we're pretty banged up.
Yeah.
And have added some guys on, by the way. Steven Dix, the story there, and Cam Rice, who ended up Cam Riley, defensive tackle and linebacker. So they've added some more guys this week, but everybody needs a little bit of work. I'm not for going in completely. I'm not talking about 7 and 8 year veterans on this team. We don't have a whole hell of a lot of those guys anyway.
Let me run this down for you one more time. So Chris Bell expected to play in Friday night's preseason finale.
Okay.
Says he'll be involved. Zach Sealer expected to be available for the season opener.
Okay.
Kenneth Grant's status for the season opener is in question.
Okay.
And Trey Moore is having surgery.
All right.
So he's going to be out, like you said, sometime in 2026 perhaps he could be back.
That looks like a 2 for 4. That looks like a 2 for 4. Some of good news. One not looking great about Kenneth Grant being back, whatever happened to him. That might be well, listen, we'll know if they put him on IR or not, and hopefully they don't. But Trey Moore one was the bad news, and it was playing well, and they really liked him on the outside, and gets hurt and didn't get up. And we got a lot of guys. I hope some of these tight ends are going to be able to come back here pretty soon. I don't want those guys. It's funny. I actually saw Kazmarek limp off the field, and I didn't think much of it. He just kind of limped, but he's limping a little bit. Then I see he's out, and Traore was banged up. So we got a few guys that going to hopefully be able to come back. And if they can't play this week, I'm not worried about it. Hey, the second half of every fourth preseason game, or now that we have 3 preseason games, the second half is called the last chance half. They call it the last chance, man. Mm-hmm. This is your last chance to get in there as if you're at the back end. And these guys got a pretty good idea. These guys, I always love this. Every guy in that team, every wide receiver and every other position looked around and went, the way I'm being used, I don't look like I'm one of the guys that's looking real good to make this team right now. So you get one last half, man, and you're not just playing for the Miami Dolphins in that second half, that fourth quarter. You're looking to get on a practice squad. You're looking to be on somebody's practice squad or somebody's 53-man roster that just might like you a lot. And that's what that game's going to be about. A lot of guys that will be released from this team will be playing in the second half of that preseason game this Friday night against the Falcons. And then you got the other side, of course, with Tua and Michael Penix.
Should be a good one, man.
You think
Should be
they play
a good one.
Penix?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
I would like to check in with maybe someone from Atlanta and find out how they're doing on Tua, if that's changed at all since we last spoke to them when we were in Charlotte. But
you got your guy up there who loves down here. He pays attention to everything.
I know.
You can get him.
I think we might need to do that, right?
We might
because
have
they might be souring a little on Tua. By the way, just to another little NFL update here, Joe. The second owner to be involved in a prostitution sting. The NFL says it will review Jed York's case under the personal conduct policy.
What are they going to do to him? What do you do to an owner? What do you do to the guy that owns the team and is the CEO?
Well, luckily they have a standard for this because it's the second time it's happened.
What they do?
I don't know what they gave Kraft.
They didn't do anything. Remember, the only fight was he didn't want that video to get out where his grandkids could see it. That was the whole thing. That was it. He didn't want his family to see that. Whatever was going on in that room, they had that camera up there. Whatever happened. Ugh, just the thought of that.
So here you go. It says charges. Kraft was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of soliciting prostitution at the Orchids of Asia Day Spa in Jupiter, Florida in February of 2019. Florida Appeals Court ruled the hidden video cameras used by police violated constitutional privacy rights. I guess they dropped all the charges. And then it says NFL discipline, no league penalty. The National Football League investigated the incident, but ultimately chose not to fine or suspend Kraft, noting that the legal case was dismissed after evidence was thrown out unconstitutionally.
Okay. He had good attorneys.
So I'm guessing this guy gets a freebie.
Well, he paid $140. He didn't get the.
That's true.
That's a weird.
On that note,
that's just.
It's bizarre.
You're 46 years old and you got more money than you know what to do with.
He's not like ugly. I mean, he's not like mutant ugly or anything where he can't, No, like he doesn't have like a third eye or like an arm growing out of his head. Like
now you want to see what he looks like. Like, hey, he doesn't look bad for a 46-year-old guy. He looks good.
I saw the picture. Like he's, guessing you do somewhat better than.
I don't know. He just figured nobody would notice when he drove up in that $500,000 car there to that Ohio trailer park. God, it's crazy. All right, Wood. Enough of that. What you got? Anything for me, man? You want to run anything for me?
Yeah, we actually got some breaking college football news. It looks like as well. So you want to get to that when we come back? Or I can
let's
give it
keep
to you
rolling.
now.
No, go ahead. What do you have?
All right. So it says the Big Ten is going to pass a rule that doesn't allow players to return from the NFL.
All the conferences are going, you can't do it. The SEC can do it. We're not doing it. Did they really?
I swear.
That's hilarious.
It's breaking news right now on the screen. Pete Thamel reporting. Big Ten to pass a rule that doesn't allow players to return from the NFL.
So what do you do when the judge in every one of those says you can play?
Man, who knows? Who cares?
All right, what do you got?
Right, Joe? Yes. Well, I will tell you, this is good news. Something big is coming. On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to Game Day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means us right here in Florida. Every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Time to get pumped. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim, issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms, dkng.co/predictions promo, nationwide based on sportsbook predictions, and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
available for the season opener, or is this just something that we're missing?
Well, again, he's week to week, so I think, of course, there's going to be concern. If I felt like he was going to for sure be back next week, I would tell you that. Am I hopeful he will be? Yeah, but there's always going to be concern until I see a guy out there. Not to give you an unanswered question, but that's the best I can do on that one. So while I'm hopeful he'll be out there, until he has his helmet and shoulder pads and he's practicing with us, I'm going to have concern for sure.
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody out there. All this Dolphin news coming in right now with who's in and who's out. Chris Bell, that's the best news we've had, because if you're going to have a position that gives you an upgrade at any position, especially wide receiver, it's got to come from him. It's got to come from what he looked like before his injury at Louisville, because we just haven't seen it with any of these veteran guys. We just have not seen it. And so the upside to me is the rookie class of wide receivers. And that's why I've said don't be surprised if we get into week one against the Raiders now all of a sudden, and Kevin Coleman and Chris Bell, Caleb Douglas, and Malik Washington are the four guys rotating in at wide receiver. And that's just a few weeks away. Never happened before in the history of this franchise where you're starting tight end and three of your four top receivers are rookies. Never. This is like a franchise starting over stuff. And this is what happens, man, when you got $170-something million of dead money. I actually had somebody ask me again, and I'm like, well, why do we go out and spend money? I got to tell you, I'm getting where I have no patience if somebody asks me why don't we go out and spend money? We could have got this guy and that guy. And I go, hey, no. Credit card debts run up. What's your limit on your credit card? The guy go, I don't know, 20 grand? All right, your wife just ran it to 20 grand. That's it. There's no more. You got to pay it off. You got to make some changes. And so when everybody gets frustrated with the development thing we're doing, built on 21 draft picks the last 2 years, 13 this year and 8 the year before, this is what we have to do. Man, it is. There's no more hiding behind bad drafts. Now it's like we got to have guys that can play from last year. We got to have guys that are good enough to play this year. And I don't mean just to go out there and get smoked by everybody. You got to get guys you're getting better, can hold their own. And hopefully by the end of the year, you're going, damn, we got 3 or 4 guys from last year and this year that are frontline guys, man, that can play at a high level. That's where you want to get. And Chris Bell's one of those guys that everybody's talked about with his freakish talent. Caleb Douglas is 6'4" on the other side. You got two of the biggest receivers we've had around here in a long, long time on the outside. Kevin Coleman, Malik Washington inside. And then whatever else you're able to get. But that's going to be your core, man. You're not going to go out and find a whole lot better on the cut line out there of what's going to happen after this preseason game starting this weekend. So that's kind of where we are with this whole thing. It is time, man. It is time for the 21 to show up and show us what they have. Minus one guy already injured, won't be back till maybe at the end of the season, Trey Moore, who you said had a surgery and will be back hopefully by the end of the year. Like, hey, we if we can get him back, we'll save an IR position for him. You only have a certain amount of IR positions you can come back from, but that would be a good one. That would be a good one going forward with everything. So anyway, that was the news today. The coach hitting you with a little bit. I called it 2 for 4. Kenneth Grant, we'll see. It's going to be close whether he's ready for the start of the season. Chris Bell back. Zach Sealer is going to be back. And then, Trey Moore's out, and we got to find out, Kenneth Grant, how quickly can he heal?
Don't you love the way this guy answers questions, though?
Right to it.
Just, yeah.
And by the way, hey, that's the best I can answer it right there. I gave you what that's.
Like, you don't leave, the room like, I'm going to try to read into what he's thinking here or what he's actually saying. Like, Guy just says
so
it.
here's the thing, man. The thing with Mike is just not cool. I know we put up with it. You put up with a lot if you're winning. But that running around and takes 3.5 minutes to answer a question, and you circle around a couple of times, and you bring in other stuff, and you're like, where'd the hell that come from? I just asked you a question about a guy. Why are you? It gets frustrating. It just gets frustrating from Mike. And this guy comes in, man, and he's shooting straight at you, man. The gun is coming right at you. He's answering questions. I like it. I'm okay, man. What do you think of the new coach? I like him a lot. Tennis. Joe, what do you think of this new coach? I like him. Yeah, but I like him. I saw what he has for a product. I know. But I like the coach. He didn't make this mess. The GM didn't make this mess. Now, they are responsible for some young guys coming in. I agree. And John Eric Sullivan, this is his draft. He owns it. Chris Greer owns the one before, but Chris is gone. He's floating around somewhere in Detroit. He got a job doing something with scouting up there. Not exactly sure what it was, but something. And he's fine. Chris Greer's fine. He's got enough money now for 9 lives. He's made enough as he was down here forever, the general manager for 9 years. He's fine. Don't worry about old Chris Greer. Chris Greer. Usually if you work on that side of the building, you make a lot of money. Those people over there, that football side is taken care of. There's a lot of money put into that side of the team.
You feel like exhausted, like we just went through a whirlwind. Like there's so many stories going around right now.
The stuff that
So the college football stuff is wild, right?
Yeah.
You got guys that are actively playing in the pros going back.
Yes.
You got the 49ers owner
Jed
gets caught at a trailer park.
And you got Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson saying crazy stuff.
And you thought
now we got all these Dolphins updates. Klay Thompson, by the way, is getting introduced today.
That's good.
At some point.
Man, I can't believe
3 o'clock,
it.
actually.
One of the great three-point shooters of all time, man.
Yeah.
And a good dude. Everybody says a great guy. Any guy that takes that boat to go to work every day from the East Bay, takes his boat over there, parks it over by the ballpark.
You guys are going to bond, aren't you?
We're going to bond.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a groupie,
Is he
man.
from up there? From?
No. Well,
he's not a West Coast guy, is he?
No. Well, you know his background with his dad. Dad played.
Yeah.
He's out there.
Okay.
He's mostly been a California guy, I think. Anyway.
You guys will bond over. That's
we'll
nice.
Bond. We bond the California thing. We'll bond. We'll do a little bit there. Anyway, hey, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.